Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of David and Steph Talk About Fast Food, aka Down to Hell. Just me and her, and him wafting up there in the ether somewhere tonight, which means principally all of you. So jump on with your questions. As always, I'll say, those of you in the UK and Europe, make yourselves known, and we trust you.
Don't
This
lie
is an
about
honor
it.
system,
Oh, no.
because although in fact in the UK and Europe you're slightly closer to us than usual.
Are we at 4 hours right now?
It's a 4-hour time difference between us and the UK at the moment, because the UK moved their clocks last Sunday and we did not. I hope you all had a great Halloween. We did, pretty much. I was on candy duty out on the porch, handing out the poison candy to the local kids. The neighborhood has been distinctly quiet, so it looks as though the poison and the razor blades worked this year, which is good.
Getting canceled.
Am I?
Probably.
Okay. No, we were pretty busy. There were a lot.
It was good. It was
steady stream of Spider-Man and Scream faces. And
what do you think you saw the most of?
2 or 3 Spider-Mans. A Batman, a Superman.
Spider-Man never goes out of style. What the fuck is going on with my chair?
What the fuck is going on with Steph's chair? That's the question of the day, everybody.
Good. So Spider-Man, Spider-Men,
well, spider children,
spider people, not necessarily men.
Boys.
Mm-hmm. Spider children. Ew.
There was the cool guy. He had one of those, fan suits on that was like a monster that was holding him.
I saw that one.
He was emerging.
I saw that one. That was cool.
Which is probably good. Which is good. And I got him because I said, "Don't look now, but there's a monster behind you." And he turned round to look for the monster.
He did it like 3 times.
He did, and not realizing that when he turned around to look for the monster turned around with him.
Yeah.
I said, "No, it's behind you," and he turned around again. Oh dear.
Yeah. Yes.
Ha. So, look, on. I want to say 2 nights ago, I got a little alert telling me something was happening on Twitch, and I clicked on the link, and lo I behold, I find the Archangel David playing video games.
That is true. I was there. I was
well, I know you
Outlast, and
yes,
it was very scary.
I don't know anything about this game, but I only stayed for a couple of minutes. It's funny because I noticed straight away in the chat someone said, "Where's Doug Bradley?" Someone else said.
Oh,
Doug and Steph only on Thursdays.
So you showed up and they recognized your name?
No, they didn't know I was watching. No. I just noticed someone that said, "Where's Doug Bradley?" And someone else said, "Doug and Steph only on Thursdays." So was that the first time you'd done this, David?
Yeah. Yesterday was night number 2, and then Monday. What day is it? Tuesday. Yeah, was night number 1.
So you did Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah. So we're trying to do like that partner push right now, and we need X amount of hours. So I figured in those down times, let's try to fill that a little bit. But yeah, Outlast, that game.
Is it on PS5?
It was on Xbox. That game, I think it's on PlayStation though. I mean, this game's probably 6-7 years old, but it's considered like one of the scariest like ever.
Right. Well, is it is it a format of like having to solve clues and find your way around
Yeah. That's pretty much the main premise of it. Like
so like Resident Evil type thing.
Yeah, but you can't actually kill. So like you're just being like chased the entire time.
Well, that's cool. No, you see, I get bored with shoot 'em up games. There was way back when I think when I had my first iMac, which came bundled with a few games at the time. There was a really cool game on there called Noemi's World.
No what?
Noemi's World. Noemi. Noemi's
Never heard of it.
And it was just like a kind of, you had to look for clues and solve stuff. There wasn't any time clock on it, and nobody was trying to kill you. It was
Well, that
just
sounds. I mean, that sounds like Silent Hill, sort of
just a
Silent
kind
Hill,
of
Resident Evil,
spooky-
sort of thing.
spooky haunted house
Yeah.
kind of thing.
But you still
which
can
I
kill
liked.
things and beat things
I
to
hate
death.
having to run around and reload guns and shoot zombies.
Yeah.
So I'm such a peaceful sort of chap. Yeah?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you don't send anybody to hell or anything for a living.
No, not at all. Possibly do that stuff. So did it go well?
Yeah,
Is it-
we for
I heard you say it's the most frightened you've ever been in your life was playing Outlast.
yeah. I mean, there one other time I was like legitimately frightened when I went to since I know you guys do the whole paranormal thing. Have you ever heard of Gore Orphanage?
No.
No.
Tell me
So-
more.
So it's in I want to say it's in like Vermilion, Ohio.
Okay.
So it's about maybe 50 minutes from where I live, and I think it was an orphanage that actually like burned down and like
Always the fucking orphanage that burns down. There's an orphanage. If you were to add up the number of orphanages that have burnt down,
How many would it be?
it would be a lot of burnt down orphanages. But they're but
347.
just down in near where we live. And I was just telling my son about this the other day, that there's a local legend about an orphanage that burnt down.
Right.
But anyway, did an orphanage actually exist, and did it actually burn down, like for real?
yeah, no, it's like legit. It was in I first discovered it in this like it was a book called like Weird Ohio.
Mm.
So
Okay.
like it would tell you like all the weird things about your state or whatever.
We do have the Weird Pennsylvania
Right.
book. I have a couple of other states as well, I think,
Yep.
but not Ohio.
And I guess there's like a bridge that leads up to it, but the bridge is like closed off on one end, and it's like rumor is if you like try to sneak in, whoever owns the property will shoot you.
Nice.
And then somebody hung themselves from the bridge.
Oh,
And one of the legends is if you're on the bridge and you stop your car, there's going to be like handprints on the back of it. So we tried that and it didn't work, obviously. But so the car was, and then we ended up moving the car back just to like stand on the bridge. So the car is maybe like 50 feet back, and we kept the headlights on. And I'm walking back to the car and I'm like, I think I'm good for the night. And I felt the craziest change of temperature. And then I heard like wrestling in the leaves. And when I say I ran as fast as I could back to the car, I was like Usain Bolt going for the Olympics. Like, I can't explain like what it was, but like I felt there was definitely something there, but I can't pinpoint what it was.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
I'm just having a flashback to some place we were in.
a building or just a town?
A building
A building. What happened?
where we suddenly felt a broad daylight
I mean, it's
change of
happened.
temperature. And I want to say,
Possibly Rolling Hills Asylum.
I want to say we were in England.
Oh, don't know. Maybe.
I can't-
Everything there is
I
haunted.
can't remember what it was.
But is the game,
scary
you're
thing when
saying the
that
game
happens.
is like reminiscent of that?
Yeah, just like a lot of those
Like legend, like urban legend type things?
yeah. You know what I'm gonna do really quick too, just so people can see it. I'm gonna play a clip on the stream
Hmm.
from my little scare moment that we had that night.
Well, why don't you put the whole program on, David, and Steph and I'll go and watch some TV.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll just let it ride. All right, hold on a second. Let's go.
Saw your tour of the Buffalo Bill House. That was
I was
great.
gonna
Yes, it
mention that.
was.
Yeah,
And then, let me see.
seen some of your sick work recently at Weeping Glass. Good
Nice.
shit. Cool. Yes.
Well, thank you.
All right, so here's oh, that's a little not sized right, but we'll roll with it.
Live close to Pendy Hill, England. You know where Pendy Hill is?
Pendle Hill.
Pendle Hill? Sorry, I
Ah.
can't see.
Yes. Yes. It's a witch's story.
Oh, this looks good.
The story
Ooh.
of Pendle Hill. Curious thing about Pendle Hill, though,
Oh, did I
Yes.
get?
that it means hill, hill, hill.
They probably have sound and we don't, so we
Oh,
shouldn't talk.
So I should shut up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh. So you just leave him alone and don't kill him?
yeah, he just was sitting there. So they're all like mutated people in like this abandoned asylum, and
I don't like this game.
it's it's mental. I played a feel good game after that. I went and shot some zombies.
No, that looks cool.
Yeah, it's fun for sure, but it's whew, a little nerve wracking, tell you that much.
I don't know. I used to think Resident Evil was scary playing it in Silent
Do
Hill.
we have an Xbox? What's the virtual thing
That's my
sitting upstairs?
PS4.
PS4, right?
Oh, do you have
The virtual setup.
do you have that clown roller coaster game?
Ew.
That thing is so
I've
crazy.
been on that
Yeah.
one. That's the one we did at Perry's.
Yes.
Yeah, that was very cool.
I bought a
I
used.
did okay on that. I was
You did.
proud of myself.
You were gesticulating wildly.
Well, you gotta
you know,
gesticulate
really
wildly at
into
those
the
zombies.
into the into the virtual reality part of it.
You gotta make
Yeah,
them
I bought
understand.
it near the beginning of COVID, trying to plead with my kids to not try and go anywhere. So I was trying to find things to keep them in the house, and I found a used PS4 and a used virtual thing online, and
Is it still workable up there?
they barely touched it.
Is it still
And
workable up there?
Yeah, it is.
I'll use it.
I'd like
Okay.
to I'd like to get that Resident Evil, the VR one for that. I think that would be fun.
Someone mentioned in the chat, and we mentioned it last week as we were signing off. The Grim Life Collective
Mhm.
published on Saturday, day before Halloween. Their visit to Buffalo Bill's house with me and Steph. So our tour around the house, and then I sat down with Michael on the porch, and we had a good long interview, interrupted twice by trains coming
Twice? I
through
thought it was 3 times.
on the train track that runs through in front of Buffalo Bill's house. Such a cool house. And I had a look at, I don't usually look at interviews and things that I'm in online, but I did check that out, and I say it myself, I thought it was pretty cool.
It was?
It's quite long too. It's
about an hour and 20
minutes,
yeah.
something like that. They're hugely popular. They've got like 250,000 subscribers, you were saying, and last time
about 200,000, yeah.
beginning of the week they already had nearly 100,000 views.
Yeah.
And that's their life. They basically roll around the country, visiting, places where movies were set or shot,
or where people were shot,
or where people
or chopped up, or
they do all of that.
Well, they do crime scene stuff too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Or like famous haunted locations and lots of movie locations. So so go check them out.
Tomorrow, going to
Are you supposed to
meet
tell
someone
this?
somewhere. Well, I don't think it matters.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be giving an interview specifically about Nightbreed, which I've been contacted about. I gather it's going to be a German reissue of Nightbreed with lots of extras, and I'm wondering whether it's the same company that did. Can you grab one of those?
The boxes.
The Hellraiser box set.
The box.
Not the box itself.
This
that one. Yes. This, and I think this is something I never see stuff on here because of the light. I think that's some of the coolest Pinhead artwork I've seen. Just thought they produced this box set really nicely, and I don't know whether that's whether it's the same people, but anyway, is that going to stay on there? No.
No, I would not. I would not leave that there.
So that will be on there. I assume it's not just me. I assume they're going to talk to a whole bunch of other people who are also in and involved with Nightbreed. What else do I have coming up in the next couple of weeks? I'm going to be doing the second second part of my interview for the Clive Barker podcast. I did an interview with them a while ago, and we talked for about a couple of hours, I think, and we'd only just got up to making Hellraiser. Fridge.
Okay. Well,
so I agreed to go back and we'd pick up and carry on the conversation. So I'll be recording that in a couple of weekends' time. That doesn't go out live, but we'll post
the
links
Clive
and
Parker podcast.
let you know when that's happening. Yeah,
People won't get that joke.
No, there's a bloke from England. He's a writer, and I've met him a couple of times. He used to, I think,
We see him at Rock and Shock a lot, yeah.
In Worcester, in Massachusetts, and his name was Clive Parker, which amused me. I'm easily amused.
Someone's asked us if we would both come to the Ohio State Reformatory. That's
Sure.
Mansfield, right?
No, it is.
Because we've been
that
there.
That is Mansfield. Yes,
Yeah.
we have been there.
Do you work there? Fight for death? This is, we always like those private tours.
Are you there? Fight for death.
Death is with us.
Can you make a noise?
There's people mentioning games, which I want to check out. And I'm trying to scroll back and look. Someone mentioned the name you were talking about, the game. What's Fatal Frame? Is that a game?
Yeah, I haven't heard of that. Huh. Alien Isolation. A lot of people are talking about that one. That game is a little messed up.
Sci-fi.
Did we get an answer back? But I'm sure we
Fight for Death said yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Well, cool. We absolutely we would go back to Mansfield.
Oh, he says yes. He's been there a lot. I asked him if he worked there. Evidently
Right.
not.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to go back there. Nothing hugely spooky happened there when we were there. It was just a cool place
because it wasn't just you and I. It was
a group of people. There were movie people who were just taking a side trip, I think, while they were there.
We did a bit, not around the cells. I mean, that is it.
It's extraordinary. That building.
It's just amazingly atmospheric when you're. It is just like being in an old prison, like someone just set fire to it. I mean, it's all, you just walk along the corridors with the cells, and you can go in and sit down on the beds, and it's distinctly spooky in the wee small hours of the morning. But when we went down to, it was like that brig. The tank, I think they called it.
It looked like a
punishment area.
Yeah, I always question that. That was legitimately what that was used for.
Well,
or they just like to make up.
Well, but it got a bit heavy down there.
Well, it's because you're putting stock into the flashlight thing.
Well,
which I really don't.
I know, and
maybe
I take your point, but you believe voices talking to you out of an iPhone.
So. True. Do I always preface that with? I say I know a bunch of shit, but it's very oddly coincidental.
I say the same thing about the
unnerves me slightly. Yeah. No, you put more stock in that flashlight nonsense than I do.
It was happening, and if you remember specifically, whatever it is that we thought or were being fooled into, or arbitrarily by chance and coincidence of flashlights turning themselves on and off with nobody touching them. Wanted all the women to go away. Didn't like women.
There.
Didn't want women around. Didn't like them.
I think that was just the collective unconsciousness of all the men that were there.
It was just me.
No. Yeah.
My true feelings about the women's
no.
coming out. Yeah, but it's a tremendously atmospheric place.
There's a convention called Parapsychon. I probably said that wrong. Both are probably like.
What is the Satanic Bible? Somebody wants
the Anton LaVey book.
Oh, well, I can't read. Someone's asking if I'll read the Satanic Bible on my YouTube. I can't.
Public
because
domain.
I only do public domain things. copyright issues, shit like that.
Yeah, I wrote down Fatal Frame, David, because people are saying it's very scary.
Ah,
I'm gonna have to check that one out myself.
Yeah, there was a horror con in Gettysburg. It was very cool. Was it horrifying?
it was horrifying, which used to be in Hunt Valley, Maryland. In fact, in the very hotel that Dave Hagen now holds his
Monster Mania.
his Monster Mania in, and it was there in Hunt Valley for years and years and years. Run by Mike Roden. Horrifind was in some ways like a kind of very early progenitor of Horror Hub. It was a horror search engine, kind of, you know, your one-stop shop to not a marketplace, and not with the kind of ambitious plans that Horror Hub has.
Right.
Horror Hub has hardly any. And then he's sort of.
You having a stroke?
Pardon?
Are you having a stroke?
Why do you think I'm having a stroke?
Because you're not talking clearly.
Am I not? I'm interrupting myself.
And that's very unusual for you.
And he moved to Gettysburg. He did a couple of shows in Gettysburg. He was getting a little fond of the bottle, unfortunately, and
Oof, never good.
it's falling apart slightly. But it was tremendous being able to go to Gettysburg to do a convention.
Yeah, I mean, we had dinner in actual real haunted houses.
We did, and we sat in haunted places, and our friend David reckoned he took a ghost home with him, didn't he?
Yes, he was haunted for quite a while
yes.
after that. Yeah, we got to go to the cemetery. We did like a night tour of the cemetery, which started in the house. Was it the Jenny Wade house?
Well, it wasn't the cemetery so much as it was the fringes of the battleground.
Yeah,
area.
it was on the outer, which freaked me the fuck out, to be honest with you, standing in the woods in the middle of the night.
Yeah, it's such a vast area, that place. It's amazing.
In fact, that's the night we had dinner with
Ray
Wise before I saw Twin Peaks. Right. Ray Wise is the father in Twin Peaks. What was his name? Leland Palmer.
Leland Palmer. And yes.
And you were weirded out
by him?
Yeah.
I was a little bit.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, we did the ghost tour in Gettysburg. It started in the basement of the Jenny Wade house, and they sort of take you around the house, tell you about the house, and then they walk you across the street into the edge of the woods surrounding the battlefields.
We were going to go back and spend the night in the Jenny Wade house.
Yeah. We have invitations to so many cool places.
We do. We've been invited. We have an open invitation to the Jenny Borden house, which Lizzie Borden, which we've never taken up.
No.
Either. Sorry, that's my stroke.
What's going on? It's all the activity we had today. It was tiring us out.
Exciting. We went shopping.
We bought a new set of pot and pans. It was just too exciting.
Kitchenware.
I'm so tired. I'm going to sleep for 3 days.
Yeah, but then it is no more. It was.
That was 11 years ago.
It was fun for us to go. It wasn't great as far as the convention is concerned, because basically, it was
a bitch to get to.
Yeah,
it's not near anything.
It isn't. Even for we could drive because it's not too far away from where we are.
Oh, still. What, 3.5 hours?
Celebrities who were flying in.
That was a bitch.
They had like an hour and a half, 2 hour drive.
Like 2 hours
from the airport to get to Gettysburg, and unless fans were very local, or they were going to, make it a vacation to visit Gettysburg, as well as go to the convention, you weren't going to get a lot of walk-ins, let's put it that way, which is always, I think, the meat and potatoes of the turnout at a convention, is people who just turn up to visit on the day. But
I think
love
there was some
potatoes.
talk not too long ago about somebody restarting one there,
Was it?
which would be cool. I mean, it has been a heck of a long
Yeah.
time.
It's an extraordinary place.
What's it? Phantasmophobia? Do we know that one, David?
Yeah, I played it a little bit. It's I thought it was good. It just when I first got it last fall, it was like a little bit newer. So I know they've released like more updates since then, but there's some good jump scares in it. You're just basically like ghost hunting and like houses and stuff, and
Oh, that sounds fun.
yeah, it's actually pretty cool. It's only a PC game though.
I was gonna write that down. Never mind.
Got to get one of those personal computers.
Nah, pass on that. Would even play
Oh.
with an Apple?
Yeah, actually, it might be able to if you get it through Steam.
Hello to Dylan98, who just purchased a signed photo from my website and is looking forward to receiving it. Well, I don't know whether I've sent it out. I sent some out at the beginning of this week. Dylan, I'll be sending another batch out tomorrow, so I should have it soon. Either way, thank you very much. DougBradley.com/store.
Do we want to show the giveaway?
Yeah, real quick. Bree Bourne here is from England and said it is 12:33 a.m.
Yeah, hello, Bree. Whereabouts in England are you?
So this.
Did you have a question? I see
That was the only message.
No. I'm in England. I'm not.
So this is another lanyard, and I guess people like these because we had a good reaction to the two that we've put on. So
we did.
figured,
Yes, which one's
why
that?
not put another
Oh,
one
Dragon
on?
Con.
No.
Right? No?
Pensacon.
Pensacon. Right.
So this is a
Pensacon,
Pensacon.
Florida.
Doug's Pensacon thing with his name on it. And a little guest ribbon. This was in 2015, and that was a good show.
Yes, it was.
We got stuck there.
Yes, we did.
Pensacola?
Yes.
Yeah. Something happened. What was happening? Weather?
Fog.
Oh, fog. That's right.
Remember, we went to that. We drove to that wonderful
That
restaurant
yeah.
by the sea. We walked out on the
Yes.
jetty, and we were
I have very
completely swallowed up in fog. When we
great.
turned around on the jetty, you couldn't see the land.
I have great spooky pictures of you
Yeah.
walking out. It looks like you're disappearing
Yeah.
into the fog.
Yeah, it was-
Really cool.
That's such a good restaurant as
But
well.
then
right?
we had to get driven to Mobile,
we got
Alabama the next
driven
day.
to Mobile to get a flight out because the fog was just not lifting.
You know,
Um,
and that was fun. We made new friends. And we went to Cracker Barrel in Mobile.
Cracker
Didn't we?
Barrel. Love
Yeah.
it.
we
Yeah.
love Cracker Barrel.
Bree said from Stoke-on-Trent, but
Stoke.
actually Welsh.
Ah, nice.
Cool. Welsh again. We've had somebody else from Wales.
And we got the UK is fellow
Yeah.
Scout-
Scouser.
Scouser here.
Oh,
So you
hello,
don't
fellow
miss.
Scouser.
Yeah.
And I see
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire
Yeah.
lass here.
Nice.
All parts of the world are coming down to hell with us.
Yeah, Mr. Stedge, is that? Wonder whereabouts in Liverpool you are. I was a South Ender, Wavertree and Chilwell.
Someone
was-
from
was
Cornwall?
my neck of the woods. Hello, Cornwall. I have a cousin living in Cornwall. Visited Cornwall many times. Lovely place. Wavertree. There you go. Ah. Cool. I saw recently they just had a successful campaign to keep the Abbey from being knocked down, which was a great cinema that I watched. Had some of my very earliest cinema going experiences there. Old Yeller, which freaked the fuck out of me when they were about to shoot the
Murdering the
after it
dog.
had gone rabid. Can still remember that. I can still taste the snot in the back of my throat, like, crawling all over my I was absolutely devastated by that moment.
Why would your
Disney,
mom let you
man.
watch that?
Disney, huh?
Why would your mom let you watch
Well, I mean, otherwise it's a cute story about loving a dog.
But
you
I mean,
know,
what's the
until-
one thing?
until the father's trying to shoot it with a damn
What is the
rifle.
one and
That's-
only thing that people remember about that
about-
movie?
Or as George Norrie called it, Old Yellow.
Nobody knows who you're talking about.
Oh, I bet people do.
No.
If they don't, they should. I think we should make George Norrie the
No.
new. I tell you what, We should move on from Garth Brooks to Steven Seagal videos.
I like that.
David, did you see that on my story? Oh, wait a minute. See how fucking distracted we get? Anyway, most gifted subs
Oh,
thing.
That.
What's that called?
Pensacon, lanyard,
Placard, lanyard,
thing,
whatever.
official
Anyway,
things saying.
When I was talking about the stream for today, people are
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, what's it gonna be about?" And I was like, "You know what? We just kind of wing it. There's no script."
I take the Dean Martin approach.
You do?
You know how he just showed up?
When are you going to sing?
You know how he just showed up? Didn't
Yep.
do anything,
Right.
apparently.
We talk about food, which I think we both have an interesting food story on the day to share with everybody that might surprise some people.
Oh,
Well, I mean, you
well, we
didn't.
ate real food today.
So did I.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, you did too?
I did.
Congratulations.
You as well. I feel like the Burger King and Taco Bell kind of missed us today.
We had Burger King yesterday, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you had the ghost pepper nuggets yet?
No.
Ghost pepper nuggets.
Wow.
Burger King. They're good. I enjoy.
Okay.
Yes.
I had tacos today, like actual tacos
Nice.
with
Yeah.
queso.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Little bit of
Yeah.
queso.
We had
You said some Italiano.
Italian food. We sat in a restaurant for the first time in like, nearly 2 years.
Did you make sure your sauce didn't have any chunks?
No chunks in my sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. I had chicken romano. It was very nice.
That got turned into a pretty heated debate. I think first night of the stream, we were going back and forth.
Chunks, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Everybody prefers them.
Someone offered to make me smooth salsa, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah, we talked about salsa too, and I was like, yeah, I forget what you called it. You said it was like the salsa, the soup from the salsa or something.
Yeah, like you have to make a little pool.
Yeah.
You have to push the chunks out of the way.
You gotta push it to the side. Yeah.
It forms a little pool.
Yep.
You dip from there, and then when all the juice is gone, you get rid of the chunks. Right?
Yep.
Right.
Somebody said, are those ghost pepper nuggets actually hot?
It takes a minute. Like you eat one, and you're like, well, that's
Were they
not.
on the table the other day?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Did you have one?
I did.
Hmm?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it wasn't. It was a little bit spicy. I
Yeah.
thought it wasn't.
yeah, they're nice. And I think they're a
See,
good
I would
flavor.
never. I would never do all this left to my own devices.
of course
ladies
not.
And gentlemen.
You're not a disgusting American.
Steph goes out and about, was picking her son up, and I get text messages saying, "Do you want some BK?" Okay, sure.
I'll take a chicken sandwich.
It's exactly what I had.
Yep. There's nothing else you get from Burger King. You can't.
Disagree. I get
Sorry.
bacon cheeseburgers, double bacon cheeseburgers with no condiments.
I will
Only.
shit on that opinion and say a Wendy's burger over Burger King.
Well, we have a Burger King like 30 seconds away from our house. If
That's
there was
true.
one close to our house, I would. I
Dave's double with bacon. Mwah.
would be there like twice. I would have like a disguise on the second time that I'd go in a day. Like, no, I wasn't just here. What are you talking about?
I do think like if you don't include like Five Guys in that mix, I think Wendy's has the best like burger out of the main ones.
Oh, guess what? I've discovered. I came upstairs last week after the stream to find that my son had ordered a Mr. Beast burger. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, did he?
Apparently, they're around.
I found a very interesting fact about it. So this dude is like he's a literal like Mr. Beast is like a
Any
genius.
interesting facts about Mr. Beast?
So
I think
that-
he's like to me he's like a genius in a way because he did a YouTube video where he opened that free physical restaurant. So they did free food for like a week, filmed the whole YouTube video, and at the same time he put like 300 locations across the country. But the kicker is they actually are in different restaurants. So around me, Red Robin, like they send their own meat and everything, but seasonings and fries, but the condiments,
outsourcing, basically.
but only the condiments are from the restaurant. The meat, the buns, and everything is like their exclusive mix.
Shit.
So yours might be in like Texas like steak, like what's the Outback or some shit?
Because you can't find a physical address listed for them
Yeah,
anywhere.
I had no idea. That's
That's
actually really smart on his part though, because his overhead is like non-existent at that point.
like a burger for fulfillment.
Yeah, so like
People get like
You-
shirts and shit made through other company. That's
like your
really-
lettuce would be from the restaurant, but like the bun, burger, and everything is from like they send it in, so it's cooked separate.
that's pretty clever, I have to say. Yeah, I've never had Five Guys.
I wonder what our
Sonic.
viewers in the United Kingdom are making of this discussion. Someone's saying Whataburger have the best burgers. If only they were national. I've never heard of Whataburger. Whataburger.
Sonic.
That's down south.
But you have to drive like a half an hour to get to a Sonic here, which we've done on occasion.
Sonic is so far and few between. Like
I love it. I love Sonic. I love that you don't have to go through a drive-through or go in. And if you, the best thing is, you're sitting there eating like a disgusting pig, and you're like, man, I could really go for some more. You just
sit there and push a button again. What about Swenson's? Do you have a Swenson's by you?
What's that?
Oh, Steph, let me tell you. So they have a signature burger called a Galley Boy.
Okay.
And it's unbelievable. But there's a secret ingredient inside the burger, and I'm gonna give you one guess.
The burger itself.
Yeah, like when they make the burger, like they mix it in.
Mix it in ketchup.
What do you think it is?
The chef's
Ketchup.
toenails.
Nope.
Ketchup. No ketchup.
Brown sugar.
Oh,
Sugar.
It is unbelievable.
interesting. I finally learned how to make a good burger. I never could make a decent hamburger, and I could never figure out what I was doing wrong. But after some careful research on the YouTubes, actually it's YouTube and my ex-husband. My ex-husband makes incredible burgers, so I don't even bother trying to make them for my kids when they come here. So I've been eating burgers quite a lot.
Here we go. It's on the screen there for you. Yep.
It kind of looks weird.
I'll have a number 7 with fries and a large Coke, please.
They've got great milkshakes. The fries honestly suck.
What's that chunky looking sauce on there? That doesn't look right.
Hold on. Let's pull up
like kind of weird tartar sauce or something. I can't do that.
I'm not a fan, but you don't really. It's one of those things you don't taste.
The olive on a cocktail stick stuck in the top of the thing looks a bit absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put like a random olive on the top, and I'm like, I want no part of it.
Yeah.
Fucking everything has to taste of fucking pumpkin. It's crazy.
Right.
Well, that cheeseburger looks real good. That's the best thing on a cheeseburger. It's just pickle and onion. That's it.
Oh, I did find
They look a little sickly.
I found that pumpkin beer again this Halloween.
Good for you.
Remember we used to get that?
Yeah, but I don't
It's
drink.
really nice. No, I know you don't, but well, we'll fool you. But it was it's really good.
Fried bologna.
8.6% as well. Talk about beer, people.
Fried bologna.
Fucking burgers. Fried bologna.
Yes.
Wow.
Bologna.
Fried bologna sandwich. Though they're not around here though, right?
I don't think there's
Where I live in Cornwall, we have what's called a sexy burger, which is a single.
Donor meat. What the fuck is donor meat?
Oh, you mean like doner kebab meat? Doner
Oh.
kebab.
you got none by you.
Donor.
What they?
I'm thinking
Well,
all sorts
well,
of
it's
terrible
all-
things.
It's all donated, really, isn't it? But it's just that the animals.
Donor
don't.
meat. Oh my god.
So it's what
Would that?
they don't understand the concept of
It's gyro
of,
meat.
of donors here. It's gyro, which should
That
be
would be
pronounced hero,
delicious.
but they call it gyro.
They.
That's what.
They.
But I tell you what, I mean, North London, where I lived, because was first a big Greek population and subsequently a big Turkish population. The fucking doner kebabs around there. Oh God, I miss them. Absolutely fantastic.
We're in trouble when we go
Doner-
back to London.
Doner kebabs and shish kebabs. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, bologna. Have some dignity. What's wrong with bologna?
Yes, gyro meat is and should be lamb. And why the hell Don't you eat more lamb in America?
Because they're cute and people don't like to eat cute things.
It's,
That is quite true.
I
it's
love
my
lamb.
favorite meat by a
Me
long
too.
way.
What's wrong with bologna? Dursey? Is that how you say that?
You're just getting scolded tonight on your opinions.
I don't know. I have the worst time with these profile names because they're really small and I can't see. Do you know what bologna's called here in Pittsburgh?
What is bologna called
you know?
here in Pittsburgh, Steph?
David, do you know?
I don't even know.
Jumbo.
What?
It's called jumbo.
Really?
Yep.
So if you go to like a Giant Eagle and you say, "Can I have some jumbo?" They're gonna know what it is.
They will know what it
Jumbo.
is. Yep.
Interesting.
I have
Ooh,
the
love
worst time ordering in at deli counters here.
I had the worst time ordering in general.
I feel terribly self-conscious because I can't ask for a half dozen. But as an Englishman, I would ask for half a dozen. That's what you ask for.
A what?
My friend in Cornwall and Liverpool and Stoke-on-Trent will back me up on this. Half a dozen. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And I can't say a half dozen either, but I can't say a half dozen. So I have to say 6. And
Yeah,
they
we're pretty stupid.
they find that kind of strange, but the same is true with a half a pound.
Huh?
Could I have half a pound of?
Yeah, bologna is cheap and
I only want a half pound.
highly processed lunch meat you get for $1. It's exactly why I ate a lot of it when I was a child, because it's what we could afford.
The best Lunchables. The best
Well,
Lunchables are pizza
government
Lunchables.
cheese.
Piles and
Government
piles of
cheese and
expired
bologna and-
Lunchables.
Pig assholes. What's pig? That's hot dogs.
I
I
can't
mean,
remember.
any
There's-
lunch meat truly is.
There's a fight for death. Says I can't remember. Does Pennsylvania say pop or soda or Coke? And,
Pop.
here's another bit of confusion. Two people divided by a common language. So in England it was always pop, but it's not a generic thing. So if you want Coke, you'll ask for Coke, and if you want something different, you'll ask for something different by name. Generically, it's pop. But of course, we all know these days through television and movies that it's called soda in America. Not when you come to Pittsburgh. I don't know about Pennsylvania statewide, but in Pittsburgh, it's
pop. And I purposefully say soda. I try to always say soda.
You do, right? But the other curious thing is that people will just say, "Could you get me a soda?"
A what?
Well, no, but it's like, it's it doesn't mean anything. A soda. What do you want? A Coke or a Mountain Dew or a Lilt or what? Dr. Pepper. What do you want? You have to. It has to have a name. It can't just be a soda.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
People will say, like, just, could you get me a soda? Like, could you get me meat?
Yeah.
When you're in the store.
If you ask for just meat, you might be in for a surprise.
You still be alive, but it's no
can I
longer.
have a half a pound of meat?
Yeah, it's mostly pop here. I mean, at least in Pittsburgh, it's pop.
But yeah, oh god, that's making me nauseous because I just think of Arby's whenever somebody says meat.
So the question about Coke is, if you want a Coke, you ask for
You
Coke.
ask for
You don't,
Coke, yeah.
But soda
Get
is an
me
umbrella
meat.
word, I would say.
Yes.
But no,
Yeah.
here in Pittsburgh, it's pop anyway, which is
Good.
Now I'm
even
hungry
more
for a bologna
confusing.
sandwich. See that? Thinly sliced bologna.
Sliced thin.
Wonder
Way to
bread
be.
mayo. Nothing wrong with bologna.
You take the
God
gal
damn
to
it.
a classy restaurant, and what does she want?
Meat is hamburger. Yes.
Mac
it
and
is.
cheese.
Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper's the best, I think.
Mountain Dew.
IMO.
Actually, Sprite. Can't beat that.
Drink a lot. Drink.
There's nothing better than an ice cold Sprite.
I drink it only very rarely.
Apparently, they do something to the Sprite in fast food places. Like, it's more carbonated. or
Yeah, they
something.
fill it with crack.
Possibly. My son always gets the Sprite when we get the fast food.
Well,
He
Even
says-
like at Taco Bell, their Mountain Dew and Baja Blast, you're onto something. because it
What?
tastes different than the can, like by a long shot. There's like a special syrup in there that makes it more flavorful.
We've been trying to get an Indian takeaway for the order. I mean, we've been on the verge of ordering an Indian takeaway for about the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we keep not doing it.
Okay.
So we're doing it in the next couple of nights.
Okay. We could
No
do that.
arguments.
Do that.
And yes, people listening in England, you can get Indian takeaway in America. It's weird. Americans are very. Ooh, you had Indian? Are you still alive?
certain areas.
Fried bologna and hot sauce?
That's disgusting.
Is it?
Gorehound says that's the move.
I guess it's not much different than like when people do bologna and barbecue sauce.
Nope.
Fried bologna and barbecue sauce. Which I hate barbecue sauce. So.
What's a sweet cheese?
No,
slap?
yesterday I went to Joe's and he's frying chipped ham and barbecue sauce, which is what they call barbecue here.
Really?
Yes. Chipped ham. Does everyone know what
Chipped.
chipped ham is?
Again,
Not a clue.
my
No?
friends in the United Kingdom won't know.
Like if you-
Oh, it's a.
I
that's
guess it's just a Pittsburgh thing.
is it?
Well,
Chip-
Isley's was a place where you go where they'd have soda fountains,
Conversation. Jesus.
or they'd have soda fountains and sandwiches and things like that. And they had their own lunch meat, and it's like this shitty processed ham. You would get it chipped. That means it's not full slices. It's like bits.
Well,
Thin
if you
bits.
see if you get
and it's fluffy. You put it on the sandwich and it's fluffy.
it is the thinnest of thin
Yes.
slices. It's
Yeah,
kind
and
of
it's very
shaved
greasy.
more than
Yeah. Like get
more
deli
than-
ham chipped.
more than
Yes,
sliced.
chipped ham.
Sliced ham in the UK, it's like a plop. It's a
But it's
proper,
Isley's.
proper slice of good ham.
Shit on
It's really-
shingles. Yeah.
Shit on shingles.
Yeah.
Or
That's
as you were famously asked in our shop here and Want to Die store.
I was not asked that. That was Joe. They asked Joe
was
that.
it?
You want that chip chopped or what?
What do
Real
you mean?
classy joint, our local grocery store.
Yeah,
Real classy.
yeah.
Is it a chain or kind of a one-off?
The chain.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a chain. But it's an independently owned. It's not corporate. At least I
Yeah.
don't think it's corporate. So, it's run a little,
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, a little sus.
yeah.
I've got 2 giant eagles within 8 minutes of me, and
Yeah.
boy, they are night and day difference.
Well, one's probably a corporate and one's probably an indie.
And then
That's why.
we have a market district about 15 minutes away.
Yeah.
That's like a giant eagle on crack.
Yeah.
This
Like,
is huge.
Giant Eagle's
Yeah.
already expensive enough.
Right.
And then the Market district is like insanely
Yeah,
expensive. I'm
you're like,
even-
oh, that same bottle of hot sauce, $2.50 more.
I like the
I've heard
Aldi's
frightening
myself.
things about English food.
No,
says-
no, I don't get
So-
that. I do not
No.
understand why people make fun of the people who make fun of British food. I don't really think know British food.
We're the only country that makes fun of every other country's cultural choices.
And then what I say to people is, an American food is what exactly? What is
Terrible.
American food?
Meant to give you diabetes and clogged arteries.
Pizza, which is Italian, and pasta, which is Italian.
American menus consist of
Philly cheesesteak,
burgers,
wedding soup,
chicken fingers, fries, roll-ups of some sort.
Yeah, like some kind of wrap.
Yeah, what am I
Uh,
missing?
wings
Wings or not even real wings, wing
Ribs.
pieces.
in
Like
barbecue
just the
sauce.
same shit everywhere you go.
It
It's
is,
the
and-
same.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's-
true.
It's a curious thing, and here's something that does mark England out. Certainly London now. You can eat. The same is true of New York. I think it's a metropolitan thing. It's a city thing. I'm sure it's true in Chicago, probably in LA. You can eat. You can eat every nationality under the sun. I mean, even where I was living.
Oh,
which,
you could
know,
walk out
not
of your
the-
door
not
at
the
10
most
o'clock at
salubrious
night
area.
and
You
find
could go
something.
to a Polish restaurant, a
Mhm.
Bulgarian restaurant,
Mhm.
lots of Turkish restaurants, Greek restaurants, Indian restaurants.
Yeah, and you weren't even in a fancy
Spanish
part of town,
tapas
were you?
bars. If you want to find a cafe or a restaurant representing any nation on this planet, you'll find it in London.
Yeah.
It's one of the thrilling things about being in London. This country sucks,
we
and
suck,
I
we
don't
do.
understand.
We're afraid
Because-
of
Yeah,
everything.
we are awful.
Yeah.
It is, and it's a country of immigrants.
Yeah.
We all know this. So why
We're afraid.
do the immigrant
I mean, I'm
communities
not.
in America do not open restaurants serving their own food? And I
Hmm.
don't get it, and I don't understand. Steph says it's simply because if they do, nobody will go because everybody wants the food they're familiar with,
Yeah.
which takes me back to Americans' attitude to Indian food. It's changing, and
Yes.
if people go to a good Indian restaurant here, they always enjoy it.
Yes. Yeah.
I turned you on to Indian food, didn't I?
I had
You
I had
had
eaten
a lot of it?
but not a lot because there was only like one place around.
Yeah.
But yeah, like people like my dad, when I mention Indian food to him, he's like,
Oh,
"Oh, it's weird.
wow.
It's weird food, isn't it? What the hell's in it?" I'm like, "Jeez, oh man."
Meat.
Back in
Yeah.
my day, chicken fingers used to be a meal, not an appetizer.
Yeah, you eat a meal before a meal. Yeah, someone said, Davy Dorco said American food is deep fried and covered in ranch and cheese,
There
and
you
I
go.
think that's a
Yes.
perfect.
Yeah, like I always say,
Yeah.
that Americans have no idea what a salad tastes like
Yeah.
because it doesn't taste of salad; it tastes of ranch.
Or it's
Yeah.
pizza with
Island.
eggs on it.
Because we haven't
American
got around to it
no,
yet.
I have to admit, yeah, Americans want cheese in liquid form.
Cheese.
Well, I mean any cheese.
It's
Any
almost impossible
cheese?
to get through a day here if you're eating, otherwise, other than deliberately trying to do it at home. Trying to get through a day in this country
Without
without
cheese?
eating cheese,
Can't do
pretty
it.
much impossible.
Can't do it. No, but UK food, I don't know
Nothing wrong
why
with that. I
people.
love-
I mean,
cheese.
that's one thing I get very
I think if you,
excited about going to the UK.
I
is
think
eating.
if you'd gone to London 40 years ago, 50 years ago, it would have been a different kind of experience.
And I think that's the idea that still persists today about British food. I think people, I
But
see
if you
people
find, sorry, go on.
complaining all the time about, not complaining, but making fun of what their perception of British food is, and it's so wrong. Because it's, to me, I like savory. I like savory food. Your food is very savory, and potatoes and sausages and
Let's shift topics really quick for a second, but still on the food genre. So if you guys are going out right now to get a dessert of any kind, what are you getting?
Well, I have one in the fridge waiting for me when we finish this tonight, which
Yeah.
Is it cake?
I got
Well,
from,
it
what do you
is
mean by
cake.
cake?
It is cake.
Oh, what do you mean? Do we have different definitions of cake now?
Evidently.
Oh,
Cake is a cake that you
It
bake
can-
in the oven.
I'm
with
sitting
flour.
up.
So what do you think is in a tiramisu?
Well, that's what I have waiting in the fridge
There
for
is
me.
cake.
tiramisu.
There is a cake element of tiramisu. There's sponge cake in it.
Is there? You
Yes.
sure now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. It's not
I
cake.
sat up in my chair. I was about to be like, are we gonna have this cake debate?
It's a dessert.
Yeah.
Cake is.
I
cake is
would.
It's a different thing.
I would probably head towards the Dairy Queen. For
Blizzard? Okay. What kind? Oreo?
Nah. Probably chocolate with cookie dough or peanut butter cups in it.
You ever get the Royal with the fudge in the middle?
I've not had that yet.
Oh,
No.
that adds a different element to it.
No, good. They had frosted animal cookie blizzards not too long ago.
Wow.
The pink iced animal cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Speaking of English food, I likes me an apple pie, which of course is not American; it's English. Apple pie and custard, hot apple pie and custard. I miss custard. People in England
See, custard to us is ice cream.
is yes, so bewildering. It's well, the gooey ice cream that comes out of the machine that
That's custard.
Thatcher helped invent. They call that custard here. It's very confusing. Custard is bird's eye. So I likes me an apple and rhubarb crumble. I'm very fond of as well. Good
Did
English
you
food
just
as
read
well.
that? Because somebody literally just
Oh,
said that.
no.
Apple and rhubarb crumble with custard is my
there you go.
favorite.
Look at
This is
that.
Breeborn.
Right with you, Breeborn. Beautiful.
Rhubarb is that fibrous.
I buy rhubarb
Yeah.
and I just stew it and I'll eat it on my muesli for breakfast in the morning, or I'll just eat it with some yogurt and honey. And Steph gazes
It's
with disgust.
so gross. It's like fibrous. It almost looks like some kind of.
So what?
Yeah, well, I can't handle that at all. Spotted dick, but they spelled
Spotted
it
dick.
wrong.
What
Yeah.
about the you go into like a Walmart or a Target and you see like those simple cookies that always have the frosting and the sprinkles on it?
See, but I can't help but eat them.
Here's the trick though. Like a friend showed me this in 2013 when I moved in my first apartment, changed my life. Cuz I would always get those cookies and I would see them and I'm like, "Ugh, let's just throw those aside." You
Yeah.
put them in the freezer.
Oh.
You let them get frozen and then you eat it.
Oh.
It changes the cookie.
Really?
I promise you. I will Apple Pay you money right now to go get those, and they are phenomenal.
What,
We had
$1.50 for like 20 of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
grocery store near us, which closed down, unfortunately, called McGuinness Sisters, and they had spotted dick one year.
You brought me a can, I believe.
But you
Wait,
opened.
I'm spotted dick?
and
Yeah, I
then you
had
put
to.
It,
I
you
wasn't
put
gonna.
it in the you didn't tell me you'd opened it, so I came to
Look for spotted dick.
and found it, all kind of dried up and
I'm sorry,
useless.
I didn't know how that works.
You don't want a dried up spotted dick, do you? You want your spotted dick fresh and moist, I think, really. Spotted dick is a sponge pudding, basically.
Yeah. I took a taste of it. It was not.
It's okay.
It was weird.
It's nothing.
It was strange.
Imagine if somebody just joined the stream and missed that first 10 seconds.
Spotted dicks. I didn't know this was a medical show.
So take your moist spotted dick, lay it on a plate, and stab it with a fork.
Well, I'm sorry I ruined your spotted dick. Any apologies. If you're going to have spotted dick, you should have it fresh. I mean,
Yes.
does it not come in a can? Is that a cheap way to get it? Or
It
is
doesn't have to be in a can. It's most often how you'll get it. It's hardly ever.
Raisins are more evil than Pinhead. It depends.
I love
Raisins
raisins.
and Raisin Bran are good.
Sultanas I prefer over raisins.
What the hell's that?
A sultana?
Yeah.
It's a sultana. It's a dried grape. Sun-dried grape, basically.
If I'm asking you, I obviously
No,
do not
I
know what
clearly
this
don't.
is. I don't.
I can't say more than that. I mean, it's just.
It's a different kind of grape. Well, I mean, what kind of grapes are raisins typically made out of? Is certain I would assume a red seedless grape?
Wait, raisins are made from grapes?
Yes.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yes, you did.
I swear on my life, I literally had no idea. I don't eat raisins. That girl on that box, that red box with that dumb hat, always scared me as a kid.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I would always get those for Halloween. I'm like, what are you doing to me?
Little shitheads used to give out the raisins, the tiny little box of raisins.
Yeah.
4 of them all stuck in a clump.
Chocolate raisins.
No.
Really
Not chocolate.
raisins.
Regular
Okay.
Sunbeam in a little tiny red box, all
I'll
that.
pull up a photo for reference.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Five for Death says we have what's known as a testicle festival with real testicles.
Yeah, like these little shits
Rocky
right
Mountain
here.
oysters. Yeah, there you
So
go. Yeah, look, these.
Yeah. Oh, they're lovely. They're lovely.
Ah.
I used to. Wow. Weird people.
So
Yeah.
testicle festival, like Rocky Mountain oysters, they call them.
Yeah, Rocky Mountain.
Sweetbreads. We've eaten
Right.
testicles.
I have not eaten testicles yet.
You
in a
sure we
restaurant.
didn't have sweetbreads.
What? No, I never have.
Okay.
I would. That's what watching Andrew Zimmer,
Yes.
Bizarre Foods.
They had them.
You
Remember
find
what
yourself
was
sitting there going, I would eat testicles.
the
I would eat roasted
the
bugs.
fantastic Greek store on Green Lanes
Right.
in London. They sold lamb's testicles
Never had 'em.
and
Eyeballs,
the
head,
half a lamb's head
Yep.
complete with
eyeballs.
I never sweetbread isn't
Yeah,
testicles.
it's
no,
brains.
it isn't. It's brain is
Yeah.
sweetbread. What are they called? Testicles when they
Rocky Mountain oysters.
yeah, and I know, but that's a
Follow that up with I've never eaten testicles in a restaurant.
I'm glad everybody in here is anti-raisin.
Yeah, I'm not anti-raisin. I
raisinist.
would
Zombie grapes.
they're not something I would think of to
I
eat,
ate
but I will
goat's
accept
brain
them
and it tasted like plasticine.
on a on Raisin Bran. They're good on Raisin Bran. I ate goat's brains in it. Yeah, I don't know about that. It almost looks like they have a consistency of like liver.
Well, they call them
Brains.
faggots in England.
Yeah, that's not
Brain.
good.
No, it isn't.
They should
Brain.
really change that now.
Probably.
For lots of things.
Yeah, that needs to be updated before they get canceled.
Yeah, frying faggots for dinner. It's not.
Yeah, that's not
Doesn't
good.
sound good.
See, now that's gonna get totally taken. And if anybody
it?
does that, I'm gonna fucking kill you. So don't. Right? No. Raisins and meatloaf?
What?
No.
Bree, where are you from? Because I feel like it's not America.
Or Earth, maybe? Raisins and meatloaf?
Meatloaf in general is bleh.
No. I make good meatloaf. No
I
ketchup.
I would trust your meatloaf. I would.
No ketchup in it. Horror movie con in Gettysburg.
Yeah,
FYI.
Creature Feature
Doesn't look
Weekend.
that great,
Doesn't look that great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something though, and it's a cool area. Meatloaf is a cake. Meat cake.
I just don't do spicy. Well, you see, that's the thing about Indian food is everybody thinks it's just hot,
No,
and
it's not
people
at
think
all.
spicy equates to hot.
Mm-mm.
Well, things only get hot if you put lots of chili in it. And there's lots of regional variations in Indian cookery as well. I mean, it's really the Goa region, Goa in India is where most of the cooking with chili peppers comes from, and of course, that's got nothing to do with India. They don't grow chili peppers in India. They arrived in India via the Portuguese missionaries,
That.
which is why they're in that particular corner of the country. But spices are flavors and not necessarily hot. Cumin is not hot. Turmeric is not hot. Fenugreek is not hot. Lots of the spices in Indian food do not necessarily have to be hot, and it annoys me with Indian takeaways here. When you order, they'll ask you how spicy you want it, and you have to ask for it.
Well, that was the old place.
On a
The
scale
new
of
place
1 to
doesn't do
10.
that.
They were doing it.
Oh,
They've stopped
that's
doing
not
it now.
good.
But it annoys me because by
Well,
definition.
that's because they're catering to Americans.
But if you're ordering a korma, Kurma, that is a mild curry. You cannot make a hot korma curry. It just doesn't make any sense. Of course, the word curry doesn't exist in India either. It's an anglicization, really. But by the same token, you cannot make a mild vindaloo. Vindaloo is screaming hot. So asking for a vindaloo and being asked how spicy you want it is, just doesn't make any
see,
sense.
Kainless says, I went to India and had some of the best food I've ever had, and none of it was spicy.
Right. Well, yeah. But what you mean is hot,
Oh, peanut butter soup? That sounds
Ooh.
interesting. I would try
How far
that.
of a plane ride is India?
How far of a plane ride?
That's got to be far.
Hell of a journey
I
from
would-
here. Yeah.
I would imagine.
It's not Australia far, but it's got to be far.
I was watching a new show on Shudder called Behind the Mask, and it had a silhouette of Pinhead in the title.
Yes,
That's no, I
the
think it's
interview
called
series.
Behind the Monsters.
Oh,
I think every week they're doing
we had the schedule, didn't
what are we
we?
calling them?
Well,
Well, monsters.
extended interviews slash focus on specific monsters. They're doing one on Jason, one on Michael, one on Freddy, one on Candyman.
I think yours is
and,
the last
The
on
last,
December.
the last in the series in December somewhere.
Mhm.
I was sent the schedule. I left my phone upstairs, so I can't get to it. Is me,
Yep.
or is focusing on Pinhead anyway, and I did a
From
long interview for them for that.
Kainless says from New York, it's New York to Dubai, then whatever destination, which in total is about 15 hours.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
So you won't be popping over for lunch.
I would need to have to lay down for that flight.
I wonder if they have Uber Eats.
Uber Eats from India.
Look what I just found in my back pocket.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
pretty sure it's December 1st. is your episode.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, that sounds familiar.
So far, they've done Jason and Candyman.
Oh, have they? Right.
Yep, apparently.
Oh, did we did our membership for Shudder lapse? We should rejoin probably.
I think I re-upped it. Should have.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, the lanyard will be autographed in case I didn't mention that.
Yes, but keep it brief because limited space.
Yeah, there's not a lot of
Yeah,
space.
whenever I message the whoever wins, I usually say like, hey, it's probably just gonna be autographed because there's not a lot of room.
Yeah.
Could put a name on it or whatever.
Just don't ask for.
small.
Do I look like someone who cares what God thinks? Or, someone like.
You can draw the box of raisins.
Yeah.
I will. I'll send a free raisin with every giveaway from now on.
That's gross. Yeah, I've never craved raisins. Like, oh, I could really go for some raisins.
I don't know. I wouldn't say I would crave raisins.
Chocolate covered
really.
raisins are just weird.
They're
I'll eat
lovely.
them out of desperation if there's nothing else
Desperation.
around. Oh, I guess I'll eat these. The only thing that has chocolate on them. Chunky bars. My mother loved chunky bars. Do they even make those anymore? There were these little squares. There was like a square made up of 4 smaller squares, and there was like nuts and raisins in them. And my mother always had chunky bars.
That sounds familiar, but it wouldn't have been called chunky bars. Everything's called something else.
What kind of beer do you guys like?
Well, Steph doesn't drink. I like IPAs.
Do you know apparently that people make fun of people who drink IPAs? Like,
Why?
I'm not sure. Like it's a hipster thing apparently.
Well, it's a craft beer thing. I mean, IPA just coincidentally stands for India Pale Ale.
Mhm. I see a lot of memes.
In English terms.
Tons of memes.
If I'm in England, I would be asking for a pint of bitter. That's my drink when I'm in England. Not lager. I'm not a fan of lager. Quite happy to drink a good pilsner on a hot summer's day, and they do make good craft pilsners in the US now, and it's been an absolute sea change in beer production in this country. When I first came here, I mean, literally, you'd go into bars and you could only get Budweiser and Miller, and that would be it, And who would drink that piss anyway? Now, because of craft brewing, the choice of beers in this country is quite bewildering. And you go into bars sometimes, there are so many taps, you don't know where to begin. So if I'm in England, it would be a pint of bitter. Generally over here, I go for IPA, though I do like a good dark stout in the depths of winter as well. I love a good pint of Guinness. So I'm always told that if you've never drunk Guinness in Dublin, if you am I saying this right? Yes, if you've never drunk Guinness in Dublin, you've never drunk Guinness. And I've never been to Dublin, sadly. Although my name and Dublin mean the same thing.
Is that right?
Yes.
Which is?
Well, my name is Scots Gaelic, Douglas Dubglas, which means
I'll start calling you that.
which means dark wool.
Duplas.
Dub,
Dupe.
like dub reggae, Dubglas, and Dublin is exactly the same word, only in Irish Gaelic, dark water. And exactly the same as Blackpool, which is a place name in the United Kingdom. So I've never, unfortunately, very sadly, because I used to dream about Dublin a lot. I don't know why, but I've never been there, so I've never drunk Guinness in Dublin.
Oh yes, we have been to Maynard's place in Arizona.
In Jerome, Arizona.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed,
Yep.
we have. Yes,
Yep. I like root beer.
you do.
Which
you
Mr.
like Josh Ball's root
I like
beer.
Josh Balls' root beer. Everybody, check
It is
out.
quite good.
It is very good. Did you have the butterscotch?
I did. I wasn't a fan because I just don't like butterscotch.
Oh.
Oh, it was good. It was good.
And I'm not a big fan of root beer, but
Mm.
I tasted some of
It was very nice.
Steph's, and it was very good. And her son took a liking to it as well.
Yeah.
And drank most of it, I think.
No, he didn't drink most of it. Yeah, A&W, yes.
We'll have
Do
to
they still
order
make-
some more.
Do they still make mug root beer?
Yeah, I remember that little bulldog on the front.
Yeah, well, I was looking for it not too long ago, and I couldn't find it.
All right, here we go to
Anymore.
Google.
Give it a goog.
Let's see.
Yeah. It's still, yeah, there it is. That
It has
That-
not been discontinued nationally. According,
has?
it has not.
Oh, okay.
According to August 27th of 2020.
Stewart's root beer is good also, yes. A&W, yes.
Apparently, there's just been a shortage for the last year due to supply.
Oh, okay.
I'm noticing that really starting to kick in. Lots of places.
Oh,
Gaps.
we're screwed.
I heard somebody saying that they were finding it hard to find packets of things, packets of condiments, packets of sweet and low, to supply their restaurant.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, because they give you 300 at a time, and
Yeah,
we
but
just throw them
apparently
away.
The whole supply chain is affecting really, it's just things we don't think about.
Just as
Mayo.
long as I don't lose hot sauce from Taco Bell, I'll be fine.
That's not really hot sauce, though, is it? Is that
It-
hot sauce? That's taco sauce. That's different.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna keep pretending.
Like Frank's.
Oh,
Can we agree that Frank's is the best hot sauce?
someone's
We cannot.
someone's heard the new Cradle album.
Oh yeah, which came
who's
out
that?
caneless.
Caneless, right? I have not yet heard it.
Mm.
But
And that came out like the week before Halloween, I think, right?
right. Very good timing.
Yes. Yes.
Glad it's good.
Yingling Hershey.
We're hoping to get Danny on the show.
Yes.
He had said yes. It's just a question of, tying people down, nailing them to the floor.
Well, as I said, I think they just got done with the tour
The
here in
tour,
the
yeah.
States, so he's probably heading home to chill for a bit.
Or maybe moving on elsewhere.
Possibly.
Did they do like Central America, South America?
I have no idea. I just know they were in the States for a month or so. Green sauce packets at Taco Bell.
Never heard about those.
Oh. See, that's like the chili sauce at Wendy's that like nobody knows about.
Yeah, you blew my mind on that one.
Yeah. Did you get it yet?
Nope.
Come on.
Wendy's is the other way, and
Oh.
it's by
That-
market.
Get some fries, get some chili sauce, and thank me later. So did you see my Steven Seagal video?
No.
That I posted?
I did not.
He was doing it. What was that, Chechen?
He was in Chechnya.
I encourage everyone to go look up Steven Seagal.
You
Did I
should-
say Stephen King before accidentally? I didn't mean Stephen King.
I've
Did I
never
say
seen
Seagal?
Stephen King dancing.
No. Everyone go look up Steven Seagal after the show. Steven Seagal doing a
Wait,
Chechen.
you should send the link to David.
Yeah,
Chechen.
we can play it on the stream.
He'll be the new Garth Brooks.
But the dance or whatever he's trying to do is funny enough to begin with, but it's a comment section.
Oh, it's
That
a little provocative.
was-
Steven Seagal, he's a weird dude.
He's very weird, dude.
How old is he? He's got to
his-
be in his
now.
60s.
Yeah. He's in his 60s now, I think.
Doesn't he live in like a random ass country?
Does he live in Russia?
Well,
Oh, he lives in Russia.
the dancing was in Chechnya, and then there's another bizarre video, which is basically
Is that where he's
him.
eating the carrot?
He's visiting a farm in Belarus. And
Just
the,
like
the
eating a
farmer's
carrot.
yammering away. It's farmer and his son yammering away, I guess, in Belarusian. While Steven Seagal just stands there with his sunglasses on, with his boot polish, hair dye,
It's so bad.
and I can't call it that. on the show.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta watch what you say.
Goatee.
Yes.
And they hand him a carrot, which he kind of nibbles on. So it's random
Steven
video of
Seagal.
Steven Seagal eating carrots in a Belarusian field.
Yes.
I'm surprised Putin puts up with this shit in Russia.
Ups him.
Really?
Oh yeah, he
apparently.
loves him.
Mutual
It's
love
weird.
fest between the two of
I
them.
love
crazy.
Steven Seagal back in the day.
I thought you were gonna say you love Putin.
Must have been in some trouble with the IRS in this country.
Who's
Wasn't he?
Seagal?
To want to go and live in Belarus.
Oh no, him and the guy that is it Julian Nasso or something like the guy he partnered with to put out all those shit movies. Like there was some sort of financial things going on there, so it's probably part of the reason why he left. Just just my guess.
That was Wesley Snipes you're probably thinking about too. He went to like jail for like a year for like tax fraud or something.
Yeah.
He didn't pay taxes for like 20 years or some shit.
Yeah, but there's some weird stuff going on with Seagal, but yeah, he is out there.
But you insisted back in the day he could cut the mustard.
Oh, he could.
Yeah.
He was lean and athletic looking, and he actually, he was legit good at all of that.
And
Chuck Norris was better.
I don't know what you call all the different
martial arts. Was
there's different aspects of it.
Aikido,
something like that. Yeah.
I think.
I mean, he had his own.
And I had this
dojo.
I mentioned this the other day when we were looking at Steven Seagal dancing in Chechnya, but I had a weird experience too when I was making Pumpkinhead 3, which we shot in Castel Film Studios in Bucharest, in Romania, and on location. We turned up at the studio one day, and an alien mothership had landed, and it was basically a Winnebago, but this fucking thing was huge. I mean, it was the size of a football field stadium. So, it had all the extending bits out, and it just was massive, and it was just sitting in the middle of the parking lot at the studio. And we were informed that it was Steven Seagal's, because he was coming into Castel as soon as we'd wrapped to shoot his next movie there. And he was obviously already in town. We never saw him at the studio because filming, I don't think, overlapped. But we had done a night shoot. I was working with Lance Henriksen on that movie. We'd done a night shoot somewhere, so you get back kind of 5-6 o'clock in the morning, hit the restaurant to eat breakfast for dinner, and then go to bed. So I would have woken up around noon and 1-2 in the afternoon, something like that, and I put the TV on. And here is the most surreal spectacle going on, and because it was all in Romanian, and I couldn't put closed captions or anything on it, so I didn't have a clue why this was happening or what was going on. But it was basically Steven Seagal in a television studio, kind of seated on a chaise longue kind of affair, wearing a kimono, while a succession of young Romanian women kind of came on set and I was going to say gushed all over him, but I could phrase that better.
You should phrase that better.
Appeared to be lavishing enormous praise on Mr. Seagal, all in Romanian, so I have no idea what they were actually saying. And he sat on his chaise longue and nodded his head at them, and they presented him with a gift, and they left, and the presenter asked him a question, which he answered with Romanian subtitles, but I didn't know what he'd been asked, and there were very, very brief answers. And then another beautiful young woman waltzed on and would lavish great praise on Stephen and offer him a gift, and he would nod his thanks, and she left. And
so what you're saying is it's really good to be Steven Seagal.
Apparently.
Yeah.
But I sat gawping at this thing for about 20 minutes, wondering what the fuck.
Well, I think it started when I can't remember what country it was. They basically declared him to be a reincarnation of some sort of deity.
Oh God.
I can't remember where that was, but this is
like
legit.
Thailand or somewhere.
Yeah. I can't remember.
Because what I was told was that he would put like $2 million of his own money up front to get the movie made.
He had a business partner,
and they were already in profit.
Yes.
On on sales in the Far East simply because they'd announced there was going to be a new Seagal movie. That was all you had to do, was say, I'm making a new movie. Boom. Sales in the Far East meant he was already in profit.
Yeah.
You know,
And that formula worked for a very long time.
It's
apparently.
a business model. If nice
Yep.
work if you can get it.
Yeah. He seems a tad douchey. Yes.
Yeah, but I wish I could
yes,
spend my
PA
life
Dave.
sitting on a chaise lawn with beautiful women bringing me gifts.
You do?
And telling
I'm
me how
sorry. Am I
wonderful
holding you
am.
back from this drink?
If I get the kimono, do you promise you'll?
I will feed you grapes.
Okay.
I'll feed you raisins.
Yes.
I'll throw them. You can open your mouth and
I'll go and get the kimono from the Buffalo Bill house.
Yay! Yes. Yeah, so I encourage you all to go and look for that eventually. I find all sorts of gems on YouTube.
Yes.
I should talk about my addiction, my YouTube rabbit hole.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yes.
What did we fall down?
Well, I just wonder if anyone else is fascinated by this world as I am. I through a series of events, I have stumbled upon this subsection of YouTube that is referred to as the Krama community.
The what?
Krama, CRAMA.
CRAM. Oh, it's like crime and drama.
It's slightly.
You would think.
It. I was looking for an opinion that aligned with mine. I had an opinion about a true crime case, and I was Googling stuff and reading things on Reddit and looking for opinions on YouTube, and through that, I came across these very small channels, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 people, subscribers on a channel. But when I come to find out, there's very little talk of true crime and a whole lot of like weird drama and infighting and like they call them creators, YouTube content creators. Just bullshit. I mean, just people that go on and talk. That would be like us referring to ourselves as content creators.
In theory, that's your actual title now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a content creator. Imagine the testicles it takes to declare yourself these things.
I mean, Maynard used to carry around a business card that just said Jesus H. Christ on it.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's these small-time channels that do nothing but fucking fight with each other. And this one in particular, I will not mention names.
Oh, you won't?
Oh, no.
Why not?
No.
Stir the pot.
No. We'll not do that.
Why?
I mean, honestly, because these
Why
people
won't
go.
you? Oh,
Honestly, because these people are fucking insane.
We got an army behind us, though.
No. These people are insane. They, the term going real life, these people go fucking real life on each other.
Huh.
And like, we'll call, SWAT other people.
Oh, God.
CPS and all that and on
Wow.
each other. Yeah, it's fucking brutal. But there's this one woman I am so fascinated with.
A large lady.
Please don't, because I don't want anybody to know who I'm talking about.
I'm just channeling Buffalo Bill again.
Yeah. She is a total scam artist, and she has a history. She has a criminal history. And she's very obviously scamming people, making shit up, creating fundraisers, taking donations for things that she said she's going to do and doesn't do. But it's like this cult-like mentality behind her. For some reason, these people just get like very attached and will white knight for her and defend her at every turn. People are, coming onto the channel and trying to point out the shit she has done, and people attack and people, go real life on people and try to fuck with other people's real lives. And it's so bizarre. And I'm totally addicted.
It's a strange kind of entirely self-referential world because it's
weird.
self-created.
Yes.
They don't do
The thing is,
anything. You just talk about other people who then go on their own YouTube channel
and
to talk about what you've been saying
and like
about
this
me.
this one person, all these other people make videos about her because she's a horrible human being trying to like do all kind of crazy shit. So all these other videos pop up and like, you know, channels come about talking about her only. And no, it's so bizarre. And I mean, you're watching essentially a cult form in front of you, you know, following this obviously sociopathic, narcissistic scam artist. And it's fucking fascinating, and I can't get enough of it. And it's pathetic of me, I think, to be watching it. But...
my own favorite moment of the week, without question, which Steph alerted me to, was the hundreds of people who turned up in Dealey Plaza.
Oh God, be careful
the other
now.
day. QAnon believers. I'm only reporting.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, for
the pictures. These people actually turned up in Dealey Plaza because they believed that at 12:30 p.m., the moment when JFK was assassinated in Dealey Plaza, JFK Jr. was going to be resurrected. He was either going to be resurrected or he was going to appear and reveal to them that he had faked his own death. Was it 1999, the plane crash that he died in? But in fact, he didn't die. He had faked his death. And the reason he did it was that he had been waiting all this time for Donald Trump. How he knew in 1999 that Donald Trump was going to be elected president in 2016, nobody quite explained. But these people were there with flags and banners saying Trump, Kennedy, 2024.
Can you imagine how much those shirts are going to be worth in a few years?
Wow.
Hey, I mean, The Simpsons predicted Trump being president in like '96, though.
True, though? Did they really actually?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I bet they didn't really. I bet they just said, you know, that guy could be president one day.
Well, they did a full episode of him as president.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Yeah, which is crazy. Yeah. There's like and Disney trolled everybody back when all these, like, it went viral that Simpsons was quote unquote like predicting the future. On Disney Plus, they actually made a playlist called Simpsons Predicts.
Yes.
And put all the episodes that they like predicted the future on.
Right.
So and at 12:29 p.m. they all started collectively reciting the Pledge of Allegiance, which apparently was what was going to produce this magic. And the deal was that what was then going to happen was that using I can't get a hold of all the details of it. It's so insane. Some obscure piece of 1871 legislation. Trump having been reinstated as president, he was then immediately going to step down, which would make JFK Jr. president automatically because
was a magic 8-ball involved too.
Probably because Kennedy was going to run as his VP or be instated as his VP. And having stepped down from the presidency, Trump was then going to assume his role as King of Kings, as one of the 7 new kings.
7 dwarves.
The 7 dwarves. He's many things, that man, but he's not a dwarf. But then they had a fail-safe position, having got over their disappointment that 12:30 arrived and came no Kennedy.
That's a shame.
Purely by coincidence. Of course, there are no such things as coincidences. The Stones were playing the Cotton Bowl in Dallas that same evening. This is just this week. And I think because, you know, rolling away the stone, you know, tombs, stones rolling away from tombs, resurrections, get it? Now, Kennedy was going to resurrect or reveal himself at the Stones concert. And apparently there was going to be a mass resurrection of dead celebrities, including Charlie Watts. I mean...
Those are probably the same people that think the Earth is flat.
Oh, yeah.
It's what everybody has to start listening to Infinite Plane Radio on the Dark Matter Network.
Yeah.
Tim
I don't know. We call him Tim Flat because I don't know
Call him
his real
Tim Flat.
name.
We can never remember his
He's
real
this
name.
flat earther.
He presents. I think he would insist he's an infinite planar and not a flat earther.
Oh, I don't know what is the
understand the
difference?
distinction, but but on TuneIn Radio, it's still silent.
Oh,
You get into dark matter and it's completely silent. I don't know whether he's been booted or something.
maybe.
He's on YouTube as well. Infinite Plane Radio. It's called. It is Conspiracy Theory Central. It's astonishing. His big thing is that nothing is real.
No.
Everything is.
Joe Biden is a guy in a mask.
He refers to the J.
The
Biden,
character,
the
the
J.
character.
Biden character.
Yes,
And
yeah.
if you look closely, he has zip lines across the back of his neck. No, the dude's old. I can vouch for this. When you start getting old, you get crease marks in your neck, because you do this with your head a long time. You do that with
Doesn't
your
he
head
say it's his son?
for the best part
That's
of
the-
80
that
years.
it's
I think he suggested that Hunter Biden is playing J.
the Joe
Biden.
Biden character.
But he also says there's a roster of actors playing the Joe Biden character, and that's where they open the costume up by opening the zip across the back of his neck, and everything is being orchestrated, and it by them, they, and I never know who they are, but they are orchestrating everything, and everything is being acted out. Everything is a drama. Everything is, whether he's talking about 9/11 or whatever, it's all being laid on as part of some kind of mass meta ritual that's being played out. And he goes on for hours, and it's quite a performance. It's a tour de force. Stand up and applaud him for the performance alone, and the way he just transitions seamlessly from one thing to the next. But it's
pretty astounding.
It's not a good place for mental health.
It must be exhausting. It must be exhausting.
It has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know.
Yes, cults are scary.
Help us all. Would you rather?
But that's what some of these things are like. These YouTube channels that I'm watching.
Yeah, I mean, I Moon Cloud 733 makes a good point about psychological reasons for it, giving people motivations and depth in their lives in terms of being a QAnon
Why are
believer.
you trying to scratch me? You want it up here. Here you are.
It's our grumpy black cat.
Look at her.
That's Pluto the black cat. Say hello to the ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, bye. Fatty. Only
The Biden show.
QAnon books make great suspense thriller journal. Would they really? Well, yeah, I guess, because I mean, it's a hell of an imagination. You got to give that to them.
Oh yeah, God!
Yeah,
I mean, it is, and the way everything just links and links and links and links and links.
Yeah, it's exhausting though.
Yeah.
But go check out the Krama community on YouTube too. It's fucking fascinating.
Krama and Infinite Plane Radio.
Message me. I'll tell you who I'm talking about, and I won't mention it here. Fucking afraid of these people. It's so bizarre. Yes, Pluto's our cat.
Yes.
Yes.
The SMQ12 says keep meowing, and my cat will try to find Pluto behind my tablet.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that chapter. I find that guy a little irritating. If that's the one I'm thinking of, he's the British guy. He's a little too overly enthusiastic. And I saw someone mentioning Bailey Sarian too. She's cool. This chick, she does her makeup. She just sits there and tells the true crime stories and does her makeup. And it's great. She's so good at it. She's like 5 million followers or something. And guess what? She never has issues with people.
Right.
Never has issues with people.
And she knows her stuff on the true crime as well.
She knows her shit. Yeah, these other people just, imagine this.
Steph's a major true crime aficionado. She knows her onions,
people...
and she gets very annoyed if people claim to be experts on true crime and don't know what they're talking about?
Not necessarily. I get annoyed with newbies. Yeah, are you into true crime? I just got into true crime. Like, really? Okay. Have you ever heard of, some, have you ever heard of,
The Black Dahlia?
They picked the most generic one.
Yeah. So I'm a little salty. About all the shit that's come out on Netflix and stuff. And everyone knows who Ed Kemper is now, which I find slightly annoying, but whatever. You can string together a bunch of coincidences. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's just one thing after another. And this has, there's 5 letters in this word and there's 6 letters in this. So obviously this must
the
come after that.
The number thing it's astonishing. What was the thing? Oh God, what was the thing I just told you? Somebody whose birthday.
Oh, I can't remember.
Somebody was born on June the 16th, which is also Donald Trump's birthday. So this, of course, immediately becomes very meaningful about something.
I don't remember. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. Someone says, I've been falling asleep to Forensic Files for 20 years now. Me too. Find me a more soothing voice than his. Uh-oh.
Oh.
That sounds very close.
What was that?
Sirens.
Ambulance.
People get very, I think it might be an ambulance. People get very excited when they hear sirens here. Of course, I lived in North London, which, it's like if you live in Manhattan, sirens are just background music.
That's true.
Like dinner jazz, you don't really pay it any attention.
Bill Curtis, yes. Didn't we go to his steakhouse?
Did we?
Doesn't he have a steakhouse? We went to Canada, I think.
Don't remember that. Well,
Google that. Can you Google that there?
Bill Curtis Steakhouse.
Yeah.
David's your Google person now. You can't Google things yourself.
Well, I could, but that would mean I would have to take down I'd lose my spot on the chat.
Right.
Chicago. Nope, never mind.
We were somewhere. In fact.
Is it an Italian steakhouse?
It might be. He raises like cattle or something or.
Streamlabs makes a good point, by the way. That, yes, everybody should remember. Everybody who has an Amazon Prime membership.
Gets a free sub per month.
Gets a free sub.
Is it Harry Carey's Italian Steakhouse?
Yes.
Chicago.
Yes. In fact.
But he was a sports commentator, wasn't he?
Harry Carey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been there a couple of times, I think.
Yeah, that was in Chicago, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
But do you know? And I swear there was a place in Canada too, wasn't there?
That was the only one that came up, was Chicago.
He supplies the restaurant with like his steak. I don't know. I swear I remember it in Canada for some reason. But more specifically, we were having dinner with kid from The Omen, who's not a kid anymore, obviously. Harvey Stevens. Steak dinner with Damien.
No, that was in
Florida.
That was in Florida.
Yes, you're right. You're right. That was in Florida.
And he's got a proper Cockney accent. No, as Damien, it kind of takes the gloss off being a fucking devil. You know what I mean? You talk like that,
Yeah.
He was a nice guy, though.
He was a nice guy. Yeah.
A lot of fun. Yeah. Yes. Nice meal.
Yes. But I get my plate.
You, me, and the kids. David.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get my places mixed up. They all sort of run together. Harry Carey was the play-by-play man for the Chicago Cubs baseball team. Yeah. Yes. The inspiration for Bob Uecker's drunken sportscaster in the film Major League. Yes. See, I like that movie, even though it was about sports. Is Bill Curtis? He's still doing the new Cold Case Files? I did not know that. I listen to the old ones still. Yeah. Bill Curtis, Cold Case Files. What else? Yeah, numerology.
Yeah.
What's her face? Glynis McCants.
Glynis McCants. sometimes known to be slightly misspelled.
So who's in the lead so far for the lanyard?
I think koala again.
And again,
Josh Balls doesn't count.
no. Where is Josh? How is Josh? Where is Josh and
Is
how
he
is
still
Josh?
a vegan?
Yes.
Is he?
He is.
Wow. I don't know. So total vegan, not just vegetarian?
I think just vegetarian. I think.
Okay.
That's cool.
Right.
I can get behind that. The vegan thing, no. Can't.
Vegan's hard work. No cheese.
Yeah,
no cheese,
I can't. I'm
no
sorry.
eggs.
I can't live without cheese.
No
Someone
milk,
once
no
told me-
yogurt. You got to be careful as well. If you're switching diets like that, you've got to be careful that you're replacing everything that you're taking out of your diet. You know, there's lots of enzymes in meat that you can get elsewhere, but you have to make sure you're going to eat those foods, or you're going to get malnourished. You're going to
Yeah.
drop a ton of weight as well very quickly, which isn't a good thing, even though you might think it is.
Yeah, it is. Koala says it's too hard to be vegan. It is. You have to have a lot of time, and I think you have to have a
I
lot of
think you
money.
do. Well, I mean, we'll come full circle on this to some extent. What I've always said is, you know, there's a lot of Italian recipes, a lot of Italian food that actually is vegan. You can make a puttanesca sauce. If you don't put the anchovies in, I think I'd be right in saying that's entirely vegan. Certainly.
But what about the delicious cheese
and
that you want to put on top of it?
Arrabbiata sauce is entirely vegan, and in fact, I don't think Italians would put cheese on top of it. And
Americans.
arrabbiata, Americans certainly would. I've been known to.
I
don't have a
quit
problem with
beef
that,
and
but
lost 40 pounds. How much beef are you eating?
Jesus. People do eat an awful lot of
Wow.
beef in this country. You could
Like
certainly
this.
eat a great deal less.
Mooncloud says, I tried vegetarian diet once. I made it to a week, then T-bone steaks went on sale at the local grocery store, and that was the end of that.
Boom. Yeah. It's bacon. I mean, I was a vegetarian. My girlfriend then became my first wife. We were vegetarians for a while. In the 70s, I want to say. And we were in Liverpool still before moving to London. No,
It was the bacon that did it.
bacon butties.
Yeah,
The smell of bacon on a Sunday morning. Fuck that.
I can't give up meat.
Yeah,
A,
no,
a vegan said
is
that to
hard
me
work.
once. Said, "Oh,
Vegan
you
is
you
hard
could give
work.
up meat if you wanted to." I said, "But I don't want
But
to."
it's also half the problem is the vegan alternatives they sell. You know, the vegan cheese, and it tastes like shit. I mean, if you're not
It
going to eat
does.
cheese, just don't eat cheese,
Yeah.
and you know, eat the limited diet that is then available to you. But you can, you know. I mean, that bean salad that I make in summer,
very nice.
although you finish it
But it
by
has cheese in it.
well, it doesn't have to. You finish it by
but then what?
putting feta
what's the
cheese,
point
crumbled
then?
feta cheese on top. But you
Low
don't have
sodium bacon. No, bacon is meat candy.
to.
It is.
Pretty much is.
It really is. I switched to white meat. Yeah, dark meat's the shit. That's white meat's pretty boring. Yes. Yeah, and I couldn't live without cheese. There's no way I could live without cheese. Couldn't do it.
I will stick to fish and poultry.
Mm.
I eat a lot of fish, and then I watched Seaspiracy, the documentary on Netflix. If anyone's seen that, oh my god, how depressing! I'm still eating. I love fish and seafood, always have done, but Seaspiracy is very, very depressing.
I didn't watch that. I don't eat a lot of fish anyway. So.
You don't.
Nope.
Although you like my fish
I do like
stew
your
that
fish
I
stew
make.
very much. It's very good. And it's like the only time I'll eat cooked fish is in your fish stew. Yeah.
People will call themselves vegetarian. Like my son went vegetarian. As far as I know, he still is.
Mm.
He went vegetarian largely because of fucking Morrissey's influence, I think, when he was a teenager. As far as I know, he still is. But he still ate fish. Is that do they call that being a pescatarian?
Maybe.
I
A
think?
pescatarian? Joe
A Joe
Pescatarian?
Pescatarian, or just a pescatarian.
Yeah. What's in your stew? Caneless wants to know.
It's a very, very easy thing to make. I actually watched the great Keith Floyd, who was an English chef. He had his own TV series. I loved him. And he used to do these kind of travel programs I think he was in Italy, and he would just literally stop at the side of a field and set up a camping gas stove and proceed to do a cooking demonstration. So when I make my fish stew, I go to the wet counter in my Giant Eagle, and I look at what's available. So last time I was there, I picked up, and it's, you can buy some expensive fish if you want to, or if you can afford it, buy cheap fish. If not, it's fine. I think I got haddock, flounder, and halibut.
And shrimp, and you put shrimp in there.
I also bought a nice Chilean sea bass steak, but then decided I had too much fish, so I had the sea bass steak grilled on another night, and I get shrimps as well. So you got your fish and your shrimps. Basically, roughly slice an onion, chop carrot, chop celery in a pan with lots of olive oil and garlic, and just kind of cook that down for a while. My secret ingredient in this, but you don't have to, if you can get seafood stock in your supermarket, that's fine. I buy oyster sauce, not oyster sauce, clam sauce, which Oyster Bay sell it bottled. You can get it online if you can't get it in a grocery store, and it's really good. It's basically the liquid that's left over after they prepare clams in the Oyster Bay cannery. So add that with white wine. I put a few strands of saffron in. You don't need more than a few strands. You don't want to put more than a few strands in because saffron is absurdly expensive, and that's entirely optional. You don't have to at all. Salt and pepper, white wine. So the liquid is the clam sauce and white wine. Bring that to a boil. Put the fish in. Cover it, simmer it. You don't want to cook the fish for more than 10 minutes, and then I'll pop the shrimp on top of it. Put the lid back on the pan. Again, you don't want to cook the shrimp for more than 5 minutes.
Is everyone taking notes?
And it's done. So it's basically onion, carrot, celery, garlic in olive oil with fish stock and white wine, fish, shrimp, boom.
It's very good. And I do
brown rice and done.
I do not eat fish.
It honestly takes no more than 20 minutes or so to make it.
That's a little too long for me.
Yeah, I can't.
How long does it take you to drive to Taco Bell and back?
It doesn't matter. It's the steps involved, right?
Exactly. Thank you, Steph. It's like,
steps.
Doug, here's the thing.
Jeez.
At some point, I have to go to the grocery store. I got to look up a recipe.
No, you don't. I just told you. You should have those things in the fridge anyway.
Do you want to know what's in my fridge? No bullshit.
Nothing.
I have an entire bag of Taco Bell sauce. I have Mountain Dew, Capri Sun, and I think there's apple juice in there.
David.
And there might be some Kraft Singles cheese.
Now look,
My pantry is even worse.
I have fed and kept alive 2 children for 18 years. I cook for them. I cook decently for them. I am no chef. I cook for my children. I fucking hate cooking for myself. And if something is above 2 steps, 3 steps, I just won't bother. I just can't do it. I won't do it.
I bought myself a nice organic butternut squash. I'm making butternut squash soup tomorrow.
He cooks.
That's probably going to take you like an hour and a half.
So what?
Well, I mean.
It really won't. It really doesn't.
Everybody go get an air fryer. That's my best.
Yep, a Ninja Foodie. Best thing you can own.
Yeah, I like
It's
I like the
wonderful.
look of the ninja foodies. I think
It's
a thing.
Doug.
Kelly
I
bought that.
swear to you, it's the
That
best thing ever.
folds up and down.
Yep.
Yeah, you can just fold
It's
it
like
up.
it's like an 8 or 10 in one. Oh,
Yeah.
changed my life.
We should see.
Yeah.
He's the second person we know. And
I'm
trust.
telling you, like it's so worth it.
when you're buying. But
I love
but-
that thing.
the air fryer is wonderful. It's great for making bacon.
Yes.
It's great for all kinds of things. But
Yes.
you know, especially if like I made Col Cannon because when we went to the pumpkin patch to get our pumpkins. I mentioned we went to the farm shop.
Yep.
I bought a fucking great big Savoy cabbage, big bastard of a thing it was. I've still got half of it down there, and I've had like 4 meals worth out of it. A Col Cannon is you know, all the great food in the world, like all the good Italian food and the fish stew I've just outlined. It's all basic peasant food. All the best
But
food
there's
in
a
the
lot
world
of steps
is
and measuring
nothing.
and
No, you see, like when I make the fish stew, and it's because of watching Keith Floyd make it.
I don't know who that is.
He doesn't measure. It's just, you know, an
I
onion,
can't. I'm not good.
a
At
carrot, a celery.
I don't know how to read.
You have a mind for that, and I don't.
Chop, 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 chop. Cook.
See,
You can put if you haven't got fish stock, fuck it, put water in, salt and pepper.
I have no desire. I
white
do
wine
not
if you've got
enjoy.
it, but you don't have to.
I do not enjoy cooking.
It's lovely.
All right,
You-
Doug. Here's what we're doing.
They're chopping.
I
He's
know,
listening
you
to
wanna
the
you wanna
radio.
do
He's got
cookery
his
shows.
apron on.
You need to do one cooking stream, and I guarantee it'll be the best thing ever.
Okay. I said that to him the other day. I said we should do a show where you're cooking. 'Cause
We
he's a-
we shift the camera, we shift the mic. That's it. Easy.
Well,
Yeah.
we can do. I mean, Jesus, I could have
You could next time he makes
made a
his fish
5-course
stew.
meal. Well, the other day I made a beef stew and a fish stew.
Is that the day you burnt the pan or that?
No.
Have you ever seen
I bought new pans today, everybody.
you? Oh, Doug, the look of disappointment. Did you forget to put like an oil down or something, or?
I have an electric stove, which is very weird
don't
because it
like
makes you
electric
forget
stoves.
to turn
I
the
like-
burners
I
off.
like gas stoves.
Ah.
I made matzo ball soup, which is only like 3 steps.
Mm-hmm.
Instructions on the back of the box.
Step 1.
Step 1, boil
Open the
water.
box.
Yeah. So I made matzo ball
Step
soup,
2.
and he was heating up some matzo ball soup in the pan, and I don't know what you did. Did you fall asleep with the matzo ball heating in the pan?
No, I went into the lounge to eat my matzo ball soup. Well, I think I was watching.
I was down here working.
think
I
I
go
was watching some
upstairs,
football,
and there was some
real
kind of
football,
fucking
soccer.
a fog of toxic burning fume covering the upstairs. And there's a completely burnt pot and a matzo ball stuck to the bottom.
Wow.
So yeah,
I killed the pan.
he did. So
Add that to your kill list.
We had been meaning for a long time
Yeah.
to go out and buy new kitchenware, so we did today.
we did today. We
Well,
went to
big day for you guys. We had an in.
exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
I
Shopping.
woke up at 5 p.m. So
Oh,
Wow,
oh
there you
man,
go.
that sounds good. Yeah, we went to Target, and then we
Ah.
went to eat. It was
did Target take any of your spontaneous money? You find something in there that you absolutely didn't need but just buy?
no,
Yeah,
Or
we
you're
did-
pretty good today.
Well, I'm also a fan of cast iron pans.
Oh yeah, which
love
I can't
using
use
cast
because I'll
iron
burn
pans.
myself.
And the great thing about cast iron pans is, you know, you look after them properly, and that's very, very easy to do. Unlike what people think, it's very simple and straightforward. Over time, they start to behave like non-stick pans. Shit doesn't, you know, unless you're being really stupid about it, shit just doesn't stick to them. But Steph spotted a
It's like a
thing.
chainmail thing.
It
Like you
looks
scrub
like-
your pot with.
It looks like
It looks like a costume from a movie that I wouldn't watch.
it looks like yeah,
It's
the-
got
the
chain, it's like
ladies and-
chainmail.
or it looks like a section of Pinhead's skirt
Does it?
apron
Oh,
thing,
okay.
or what it's supposed to look like,
All
because
right.
it was supposed to be originally like a chainmail,
Ah.
like a butcher's apron.
Would have
'cause
been
they-
another
They
reason why I
wear
didn't
those
watch it,
metal aprons so they don't
so they don't cut
they don't
themselves
cut
open.
themselves open
Yep.
with them.
Or shark divers
machetes.
who dive with sharks also wear
Do they so they don't
Yes.
get eaten
eaten
alive?
by a shark.
Ah.
Yeah.
So
who's
I
a
bought
murderer?
that, which I don't need and probably won't use. But Steph pointed it out and it looked very funky
Yeah, and we bought that.
and it didn't cost very much.
But we didn't buy anything. We bought a set of pots and pans,
Yes.
box of pasta,
Some new strainers.
some new strainers, a spatula. Oh, we bought new utensils.
Wow.
So
My
Because
utensils are from an estate sale.
Yeah, everything I have is like hand me down and very shitty, and it bothers me that we don't, you know.
and we've been, as I say, we've been meaning to do it for years and
Yeah.
just not getting around to it because
So we have a whole a matching set of.
we
pots
talk
and
about
pans
it and
right
we
now.
say, yeah, that's a good idea, and
Then we
then we
never
go
do
away
it.
and do other things and don't
Yes.
get around to it.
Mark my words on this, Doug. If we can get you on a cooking episode, I guarantee I will have Gordon Ramsay respond. I will TikTok it, Reddit, Twitter, and Hellraiser meets Hell's Kitchen.
But if I have
He
to,
scares me, that guy.
Because what he does on TikTok, like somebody will send him a cooking video. Yeah, but he does like these cool things, like, so somebody's like, hey, I'm making a steak today, and then he'll react to like how they're making it. But a lot of times people are just like throwing an entire frozen steak in like a bonfire in the backyard and throwing, doing something stupid. But like there's some other times where he's like, oh, that's a really good presentation. I would have cooked it a little more in the center, but it's good stuff.
Fish too. I mean, you are a good cook. The recipes you
I'm
do
okay.
are
I
good.
don't do anything special.
Well, maybe it's special to me because I can't do those things.
I appreciate people that can cook.
Yeah, it's very impressive to me that you can put together full recipes. I'm the person that has to keep taking shit out of the garbage to look at the instructions again.
Yeah, exactly.
3 steps in my
Like
head.
people who are they go into the kitchen, they're like, yeah, I'm going to cook this, and that tonight. And I'm like, I have to look up how to make ramen noodles in the microwave every time. Like,
I have to keep referring to instructions, and it's just the way my head works. So, I'm very envious of your kitchen.
You need like a mobile camera. We need to sort out how to do this as well because I do want to go to Trans-Allegheny.
Yeah.
we can use your phone as a camera.
Really?
Good?
Yeah.
I mean, the
So,
quality
yeah,
would be kind of, it would be lower, but
Twitch only broadcasts out at like 900p, so like your phone's a higher resolution than that.
yeah. Well, we should.
I mean, obviously the connection will be a little whatever, but it could be done.
Well, we should try. We should try to do some different things, maybe.
Okay.
I think we're getting over growing pains a bit as far as like
Well, we have
technology
ingrowing
issues.
pains.
We,
Well, I
we
mean,
need a round of applause for Steph, because in the beginning Steph was a little nervous. She didn't really want to do this, and now she's one of the stars along with Doug, and a star with me when we talk about our fast food saga.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play a round of applause for you.
Okay,
fast
I'm surface to
No, look.
I kept on telling you. I said you're an absolute natural.
No,
You
look,
sh-
I'm
you-
very
you won't have any
uncomfortable.
Problem.
In general,
Well, it doesn't show.
and especially here.
Does not show.
And then after every show, I think like, oh God,
But
I
you know
shouldn't have
what-
said that.
You know what
I shouldn't have said that.
You're getting side-eyed. You are straightforward. You're honest. You're funny. You're informative. You're entertaining.
You don't have to
Um,
compliment me just because I said you cook good.
I'm not, and and
Well, thank you.
as in every aspect of your life, full of integrity.
Oh, that was something I would never say about myself.
Well, I mean, the hell priest coming after me with a hand potato masher would terrify me. That can be arranged.
Lumpy potatoes. Chunks. There's more sirens.
I had
Oh.
to peel my potatoes for knowing you were going to eat some of the cold cannon.
Yeah.
Normally, when I make mashed potato, I
No,
leave
that's
the skin on.
you see lumps in that.
But only if it's organic. Eat organic, everybody. Eat
That's
organic.
such nonsense.
It is
There's no
not.
fucking difference between those organic bananas and the regular bananas. Sorry.
They come from
Well,
the same place.
Exactly.
well, organic bananas is a different discussion.
I mean,
But-
they're all in the peel. It
Yeah,
doesn't
but the-
matter.
Isn't that true about bananas though? Like that no two of them are alike. There's like something genetically inside them, like that if bananas like run out, they like can't be like reproduced or something.
I don't know. I'm not familiar
This
with
is-
many
this is new
banana
to
facts.
me. I cannot contradict you. I cannot. I can neither.
I'm looking this up.
I do not know.
Oh, here we go.
Instant potatoes are great.
No,
I
they're
love
not.
instant
They're-
potatoes.
No.
Yep. KFC instant potatoes with the KFC gravy. Delicious.
Basically, the difference between organic bananas and non-organic bananas is that they will not have been sprayed with pesticide,
Thank you, Tim of the Wills.
which is not only killing us but killing the bees. So
Well,
that's
whatever.
a
We're all
reason.
gonna die soon anyway. Who
Well, if we
cares?
kill the bees off, we will very quickly.
I guess bananas share close to 60% of the same DNA as humans.
And daffodils too.
That's extraordinary. I mean, I
Daffodils even more, I think.
That's fucked up when you think about it. That's so weird.
would.
We don't deserve this.
Every time you look at the genetic similarity between us and chimpanzees, it seems to me the number goes up. It used to be 90, then I kept reading 95. Now I read 97, 98%. We are genetically identical to chimpanzees, but we share 70% of our DNA with dogs, and I think it was 30% of our DNA with daffodils. So it's not as dramatically a high number as you were quoting, but that blows your mind, doesn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm about to blow everybody's mind with this clip right here. Because speaking of like monkeys, so this one's unrelated, but I watched a fucking monkey on TikTok the other day open an Amazon package, and just like it was like this guy has a monkey that lives in his house, and this monkey's just like full blown like
Did the monkey
gets. The monkey, it's so weird. He just gets like treats delivered to him. He opens the package and just like gets the treat and starts eating. He wears a little diaper and everything.
It'll eat his face off one day too.
It will do.
All right, so here's the craziest video I've ever seen in my entire life. I saw this on a Joe Rogan podcast when he was talking to Elon Musk about like chimpanzees and monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you can't tell me this isn't premeditated.
Hey, Mas!
Hey! Oh my god. Look at that. Look at that. They're so fucking violent.
Hey, Mas! Hey!
Oh my god.
A fucking monkey on a bike.
Oh no, that was on a bike?
It was riding a bike and tried to kidnap a baby.
Oh, I thought it was just running down the sidewalk.
No, that monkey was literally on a bike to kidnap a baby.
Play it again, David.
No.
I didn't register the bike.
Oh yeah, look at, we'll start at the beginning. Look at that small little bike it's riding.
Hey, Mas!
He serves the bike down.
That's
Oh,
what-
look
okay,
at that.
No.
Holy shit.
Like what?
Monkey's name is George, and FYI, he died about 2 months ago.
Mas! Hey!
Surprised we keep doing
That's
that. I'd kill him.
wild. Oh my
God,
god.
that's horrible. to
Like,
watch.
like when I think about it, like in,
An Amazon package.
I mean, it's so mind blowing to me. Like that monkey woke up, got on a bike, and decided today I'm gonna kidnap a child.
Somebody taught him to do that, though.
I mean, that's just
Probably like a pedo's monkey. He sends his monkey out to get kids.
it's something. But I mean, like that's just like the fact that monkey can ride a bike better than I can is mind blowing.
Evil. And I for the longest time, I thought I want to hold a monkey. I want to hold a monkey, preferably a chimpanzee. But remember when we were in Chicago? What convention was that? Days of the Dead, Chicago. Somebody had a monkey,
Yes.
and it was a small one. I can't remember what it was.
Was
Only,
it a capuchin?
no, they're
No.
very small. Those
Yeah.
those ones. It was a small little monkey. It's fucking adorable.
It was.
Doug held it. This thing loved him.
Yes.
Was touching you.
Yeah.
Was chittering at you.
Yes.
I held it and I felt extremely uncomfortable.
Didn't he get upset when you came near me?
He got very upset when I came near you, and he put his teeth on my hand. And I thought, I will never go near another monkey in my life. Yeah, just listen to that 911 call the woman made where her friend's getting her face eaten off
by her pet
monkey. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, not good.
We actually unrelated because my brain doesn't know how to stay on topic. I was waiting for a game to update last night, and we decided to watch like the worst horror movie trailers ever.
That sounds fun.
And we actually watched the Killer Sofa trailer.
Oh, right.
Is that new?
I think it was like 2019.
Okay. Shit.
That?
Carry on. Phone? Never mind. Yeah.
That movie left me with so many questions.
Well, see,
like
here's
that
the thing,
trailer.
It was probably like Sharknado in that it was intentionally shitty. Would it be right to say that?
It actually looked like it could have been a little convincing.
Because I mean, just the name alone, Killer Sofa.
Yeah. You know? But like when you think of Killer Sofa, like picture a bad cartoon, but like it was literally a sofa just walking down the hallway that was possessed.
Oh, now we have to watch that. Let's watch that this weekend.
I feel like we can get away with watching it on stream. I think we'd be doing them a favor.
That's what we should do. Should we do that some night?
Yeah.
I started watching Halloween Kills last night. But,
I'm sorry.
I didn't get very far with. I'm gonna have to.
I got the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That was a pretty decent opening scene. A little gruesome. No spoilers though.
Yeah, but like think of like Deathbed, the bed that eats people. That was made in like the 70s, and I think they were actually trying to make a good movie. And you know, of course, that didn't work out.
You're getting recommendations.
Pop Socket makes it. Yeah, I have
phone mounts.
Yeah, but I have this thing. Look at this thing.
What was this little number?
This is otherwise great. I bought that at $5.
Really good.
This is so
you can't see my camera, but I have the same thing on my desk.
Isn't it?
Was it
Yeah.
$5, yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Yep.
Your desk needs one. It's an essential.
Yeah, totally.
But what I do is I think my phone's larger than yours, so the pop socket actually hangs over the back and kind of holds it in place.
No, this thing's great.
Five Below's a great store, but now they're selling shit for like $20.
Not so Five Below anymore.
Yeah. Everything's changing before our very eyes. I'm just waiting for that Jesus resurrection.
Me too. Please take
JFK.
me. Somebody. Aliens, whatever.
You think Prince is coming back?
That would be all right.
Is he?
Listen,
Yeah, that's
listen.
okay. As long as he comes
If
back.
Bowie comes back, everything will be okay again.
He started.
Everything went to shit.
He really did.
Yeah.
That was what? January of 2016?
January 2016.
It was Bowie, Chris Cornell, Chester.
Leonard Cohen, Prince.
There was like 15, 16 people that year that were like high profile.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bowie was in what, January?
January 11th. January 10th or 11th.
Elvis? Nah.
Elvis died in January. Not this.
Didn't Elvis die in the toilet?
That's a.
Is that a myth or is
I think that's
for
a
real?
myth.
How can we debunk it?
I don't know.
It's not like we can ask him. Yeah, we can't give him a call. That's what we should have asked Steve last week. We should have went to Graceland, and
Are you a Danzig fan?
I don't dislike him.
All right. Apparently, he's done an Elvis album. Is that new?
Oh,
Do you know?
God.
Yeah.
Is
No.
everybody just bored these days?
I guess. Pretty much.
I'm reading Cassandra Peterson's autobiography, Elvira.
I heard that was really good.
Yeah, what a story.
Wow, she's. I'm maybe about halfway through it. She's lived a life. Jesus fucking Christ, God, wow. We're gonna have to try and get her on here, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we will.
Elvis, of course, features in
He
there.
comes out looking real good in it.
There are a number of people who she has crossed paths with people. Fucking hell. And when I say crossed paths, I mean crossed paths.
How old is she?
People
70.
She's 70.
Shit.
Unabashedly says so.
Absolutely gorgeous. Crazy.
Yeah.
You think Cher's gorgeous?
The people
Cher's had lots of stuff done that.
people who come up smelling of roses
But she is.
are Jimi Hendrix,
Elvis and Jimmy.
Elvis,
And most
and-
everyone else
and-
looks like an asshole.
and Robert De Niro.
Oh,
I
he
mean,
comes out looking good, yeah.
it's a
Good.
great story. She and her kind of boyfriend at the time end up at, or were invited to somehow to a party at Zsa Zsa Gabor's house, and they're sitting there minding their own business, and a guy comes and sits next to them, introduces himself as Bobby, and Bobby and Cassandra are getting on very well, and then the boyfriend wants to leave, and she doesn't, and they're out by the boyfriend's car, and he's trying to force her into the car. She wants to go back in, spend more time with Bobby. At which point Bobby intervenes and has the guy pinned up against the car and says, you know, I think the lady wants to stay. And so boyfriend leaves, and Bobby says, this is me, as a cab pulls up. Can I give you a lift home? Time on phrase. So Cassandra accepts. They get in the cab, and she says to him, how do you manage to live in LA without a car? And he says, I don't live here. I'm just visiting. I live in New York. And they get to where Cassandra, to her apartment, and he gets out of the cab, opens the door for her, escorts her to her front door, gives her a chaste kiss goodnight, and asks her, would you like to have dinner with me tomorrow? And she says, sure. She scribbles her phone number on a piece of paper, and the following afternoon there's a message from him saying, you know, if you're still interested in dinner tonight, and I hope you are, give me a call at this number. She calls the number, which is obviously a pretty swanky hotel, and front desk answers, and she says, oh, hello, room 246, please. And
Did you just make
and
that
they the room number,
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it might be correct. Anyway,
Okay.
it doesn't, it's not important to the story
I
whether
know.
it is or not.
I'm just saying.
And they said, Mr. De Niro's room, may we ask who's calling? And she had no idea. But that was her encounter with Robert De Niro. But the book's full of those stories. But yeah, she's lived a fulsome life so far. You know, I'm only working my way through it, but we're going to have to get in touch
We'll
with
get
her
her
and
on.
get her on.
Yeah, for sure.
We love her anyway, but
Yes. Yes.
it's worth a read if you're a fan. Absolutely. And
I
who
mean,
isn't?
even if you're not
Yeah,
necessarily,
hard not to be a fan.
it's just an extraordinary life lived, you know.
Yeah.
People just want to chalk her up to a you know, a horror host, you know.
Which happened entirely by accident. Absolutely accidental, not planned.
Do we want to give one more push for anybody who's interested in the? Why can I never remember what that's called?
Lanyard.
Lanyard.
Is that what it is? Isn't technically the lanyard just the
Yeah.
thing that it's hanging on?
A laminate on a lanyard.
A laminate.
A laminate.
A laminate.
Is that what it is? Well,
Yeah.
there's what it is. Well, David will put it up on
Yeah.
screen.
Yep, let's bring it back.
Pensacola Comic Con 2015.
Hercules riding a unicorn whale.
You go.
Did you say Hercules?
Or,
I believe
not
Poseidon.
Hercules. Yeah, that's Aquaman, whoever.
Poseidon.
There's all kinds
Jason
of
Momoa.
all kinds of stuff on the back. I'll sign it on the across the
Yeah.
back. That's just disclaimer stuff, and that this is a something license.
I don't know where the fuck I got
Oh,
Hercules from.
I'll
Mythological looking muscly guy.
I'll make it
It's
out to
easily
you
done.
and a dedication and sign it, but keep the dedication brief because there is not a lot of room.
James and the Giant Peach.
That's it. So
Yeah.
for
Who has COVID? Sorry, Deadhead. Sorry, I haven't been here a couple weeks. COVID put me on my. Oh shit.
oh God,
Hope you're all right.
not badly, I hope.
No. No. Get vaccinated, kids.
Co-worker decided coughing on me was a good idea.
So we don't
in
know
the
what's up
break room.
next week yet. We're working on some
No,
things, so
we
who the
will.
fuck knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll just be boring us again. Who knows? Or Doug cooking something in the kitchen, or us watching Deathbed, the bed that eats people. Who knows, right?
It's always a
Or maybe
mystery.
Go to Target. Let's go to Target. We're going to shopping trip at Target.
I would do that.
Derek Mears.
Derek Mears. Yeah.
We broke the internet. We went shopping in Target and bumped into Derek Mears.
No, we
and his
didn't bump into him. We went
We
with
went
him.
with them.
Yeah, because
Why?
because the hotel we were staying at for the convention didn't have food available, didn't have anything
we
in the
had to-
hotel room, so
we
we
had to
literally had to
self-cater
go.
or
We had to go
go
buy
out.
stuff. We had to buy
Yeah.
utensils.
Yes.
Um,
Even if we were, yeah.
yeah. So
Right.
Derek went, and we took a picture of Derek and Doug with their little Target
with our
baskets and their
Target
arms
bags.
Oh, that's
interlocked.
adorable.
Yeah,
I would like to see that photo.
I think it's on Doug's Instagram.
I'm sure it is.
So yeah, and you know, if I don't know if we ever mention it. Do we ever mention it here?
What?
Your YouTube channel, that you read shit on your YouTube channel.
I read shit
Not
on my YouTube
He doesn't read
channel.
shit. He
I read
reads
very
good
good
stuff.
stuff on my YouTube
Very
channel.
well. You read good stuff
So
very
I'm
well.
told. I try to.
So there's that.
Just posted 2 poems for Halloween. I'll keep those up for a few weeks, and I'll take them down until next Halloween. I read a poem by 2 brief poems. The whole thing's only 10 minutes. A poem by Walter Delamere called "The Listeners," and a poem by Mary Howlett. Nobody will know that name. I certainly wouldn't have done, but everybody knows the poem. "Will you step into my parlor?" said the spider to the fly. So those 2 I posted for Halloween, and there's also elsewhere in Midnights of November, Me and My Pumpkin, kind of a Halloween thing. I'll take those down in a few weeks. We will be publishing this weekend The Upper Room by E.F. Benson, which is a longer story. I think it's about 40 minutes. It's a really good story. It's a genuinely creepy story, that one, I think. It's a kind of story about premonitory dreams and ghosts and old dark houses and revenants / vampires. It's good. It's a good story. And then I think I'm going to start another serialization, and I think this is going to be Robert Louis Stevenson's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So that's what will be coming up on the YouTube channel in upcoming weeks. It's just me sitting in an armchair on my ass reading from a book.
You know, Deadhead, just go to YouTube and type in Doug Bradley, and it'll come right up. Unless somebody wants to put a link in the chat. And yes, there's a ton of Poe. There's Poe on the YouTube channel.
Yeah,
plus there's
small amount of Poe on the YouTube channel. Lots on the Spine Chillers.
Spine Chiller series of audiobooks that Doug has done. There's Poe on every volume. There's 13 volumes. So
available at dogbradley.com /store at very reasonable prices.
And personalized and autographed. Anything else? Questions, concerns, complaints?
Who, from me?
Just, you know,
I
just
won't
little
complain.
sign off. Oh, there's the link. There's Doug's link for the YouTube channel. So go watch that. Go check out Grim Life Collective. Us walking through the Buffalo Bill house.
It is fun.
Me doing a Jodie Foster impression at one point.
And the Buffalo Bill impression.
Did I do a Buffalo Bill impression?
The business cards.
Oh yes.
The turn,
yes.
the business card turn. You're
Yes,
very upset.
I'm very upset with myself. I turned the wrong way around the door. Yeah.
Me in a kimono at a
sewing machine.
At a sewing machine. I do not stand up.
No. And does not tuck.
And I was fully dressed.
Yes.
And then sitting on the porch, being interviewed by Michael Collins.
Yes.
The house is great.
Grim Life Collective is
the house is really good.
Husband and wife that basically travel around the country and visit filming locations of horror movies and crime scene locations, interesting spots, and they're very knowledgeable, and they're cool. They're very cool.
They are. They're very entertaining. They have a huge following on there. It's great. Again, just type Grim Life Collective into the YouTube search bar. 2 M's, like the fairy tales.
And there's also links to everything on Doug's social media, on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff.
So sorry.
What?
Go ahead.
I was just trying to get the fuck out of here.
Well, so I was about to ask the Archangel if we have
I have an ice cream cone to eat.
A sub winner.
Koala.
Koala again.
Koala.
Yep. Koala's just taking home all the prizes.
Yeah, and we gotta hurry up because the person I hate on YouTube is doing a live, so I gotta.
You gotta go sit in the background, eat your ice cream cone, and talk that shit.
Yeah.
The world now consists of people listening to people talking.
I mean, yeah, that's where it's at. It's where it's always been at.
There'll be the last man in the world who doesn't have a podcast eventually, or a YouTube channel.
Yeah. All right, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I'm small fry. I think, you know, I posted those Halloween poems, and I think we're nudging 1,000 views at this point.
Don't worry about your numbers.
Grim Life Collective is over 100,000.
Quality, not quantity, dear.
Well, they're better than me then, obviously.
I'm talking about you.
I just do what I do, you know.
All right.
I've always read aloud, so, you know, the technology allows me to share it.
Yes.
That's it.
It's very lovely, very enjoyable.
Okay, well, Koala, thank you very much, and
yes,
to
thank you
everybody
again.
else
Thank you
who
to everybody.
may have gifted subs during the show. It's important. It helps us keep this afloat.
Yes.
You know, if you're enjoying this, we hope you are. You'll keep coming back. So
yeah. I know we don't talk about much of anything, just complete fucking nonsense.
It's triggers with this, you know, when we don't have a guest. It's just whatever comes up, and you can ask us questions. The questioning side of the Q&A has fallen aside.
Well, I mean, we basically, you know.
Originally, the idea was, you know, I'd sit here and answer questions about Hellraiser.
Well, thank God it's not every
now
week.
we talk about French fries and burgers.
Isn't that more enjoyable though? Isn't that a nice change of pace?
We don't talk about the same burger twice.
Yeah, well, this is true.
That was a nice thing about the interview with Michael. You know,
yeah, you didn't.
Steph's
talk about Hellraiser.
Steph's sweating and saying, so try and avoid talking about it. And Michael said, Michael
said, the impression that you put out of me.
No, but it's not.
There's certain things that are tricky when they are touched upon.
Want to talk about the remake and you know, and blah,
look at
blah,
that.
blah.
Look at that. And we made it 2.5 hours, and then you gotta fucking bring it up.
Michael said.
They talked about Halloween in the UK.
I'm not going to ask you any questions about Hellraiser. Okay, cool, good.
And it was a great conversation. Lots of people enjoyed it.
We're stuck on Motorhead's music video.
Oh my God, we have to go.
No, I wasn't.
Wait, what? Was Doug on Motorhead's music video?
The new animated thing. Well,
no,
Motorhead's.
we're talking about was Doug on Motorhead's music video of Hellraiser? Well, yes, he was. Yes,
now, which one do they mean? Do they mean the animated one that they've just brought out for the anniversary of the song?
No.
Which is Lemmy and Ozzy together. Well,
Motorhead.
He's kind of dead.
Motorhead.
So. The original Motorhead video, yes, I am. As Pinhead.
Yes. And you hung out and you were together.
We did.
Yes.
Jealous.
For another day. Okay, can we go now? Are we good?
Fuck off. I love you all.
I do have to get up at 5:15 in the morning, well, so you know I'm trying to get the fuck out of here.
I don't, but anyway.
Don't.
Thank you for being here. Thank you to the Archangel, as ever, without whom none of this holds together.
Yes.
Thank you to Koala and to everyone who's subscripted and
yes, Cope and Cores. Thank you also.
See you back here.
Yes. See you next week, guys.
Thursday.
Thank you.
Peace and pain.
And stand by 1 second. I've hit the button. The exit isn't exiting.
Peace and pain. Peace and pain. Peace. Pain. Peace.